Hey guys, how's everybody doing? I am slightly out of focus. Give me 1 second. Is that any better? Hey Patrick, hey Cubo. I think I might have made it worse. Also, why am I hearing myself on a slight delay? Like speech jamming myself. Okay, I guess we can deal with that later. And the camera's slightly off kilter. You know, it's avant-garde. We're just gonna roll with it. I would like to know why I'm so out of focus. Microphone. It's not to upset anybody and hurt their hearing. Hi, Rachel. Oh, it's a terrible sound. I'm so sorry. Let's see if I can get top-down camera working. We were having a couple issues, but you know. All right, so if I lean all the way back, I'm in focus. All right. My equipment really said, do you want to be seen or heard tonight? Because you can't do both. Right. Well, it looks like you're getting the right audio. You're seeing things. I don't trust this top-down camera to actually work because everything else is working too well. Let's go for the top-down. How's everybody? How are you guys doing? Oh, the top-down camera is just not registering. Yeah, that makes sense. This is Amalia's Diaries, so like we're gonna want the top-down, or maybe I can show you. No, top-down. Let me get this fixed. Hi, Ellery. Look like you're in an indie movie. Thank you. Spencer did a purple filter. Sorry. Spencer did a purple filter on this light for the podcast because the podcast has this kind of like darker, ooh, almost 80s look. And he was really proud of it, and we just kept it up because it looks good even with the. Thank you. I'll tell Spencer. Okay. Knew one thing was going to be broken. I knew it. Deactivated and reactivated and see if that. Nope, that made it worse. Let's see. Oh, see, now I have to live monitor, and I'm so much aware of like my auditory stimming, and I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. Oh, are we talking about the casting of our Inevitable California Diaries mini series? Still not working. Okay, well, I'd have to improvise. I have a feeling cats were involved in the everything getting messed up a little. Just unplug and plug it back in. Hi, Toonie. I'm going to the PO box first thing tomorrow morning. I have not been in almost 2 weeks. I've got sick. I had 2 colds in a month. I've had a lot of work to do, so I've just been really busy. But I'm going to go unless something drastic happens tomorrow. Hmm. All right. Well, hi, Natty. Oh no, your oh no, our table, it's broken. That's my immune system. So bad. I'm like, I need to take all of the vitamins. Uh, you know what else is bad? The ability for the top-down camera to work. Ooh, I got it to work, guys. I fixed it. Look at me. Okay, I think that's good. I think that's good. Hey, Finn. Welcome, everybody. Guys, can you believe that? There we go. Can you guys believe that we only have this book and then one other, and we've read all the California Diaries that exist? Isn't that weird? When we started reading them, I did not know if we would get to the end. And then we had that super sad one, and I never like to cover sad books, but we were too invested, so we were all just like, let's deal with this together. Like, it's been a whole journey. If you're just joining us for the first time, hi, my name is Avery. I cover nostalgic, obscure, otherwise strange content. I should really try to do the intro more. I sometimes forget that people find us from the live stream content because it's a big part of what we do now. But my name is Avery. I cover stuff that you've probably forgotten about or never heard about, and we've been reading for a while now the California Diaries, which is a spin-off of the Babysitters Club. Spencer, my brother, asked me earlier today, what even is the Babysitters Club? I have no idea what that's even about. I've just heard the name of the books and I know they're books. And I said, well, it's about a bunch of 12-year-olds and they kind of like unionize, but like in a 12-year-old way in the 90s and they form a babysitting company. And he was like, oh, based. And then he left. Yes, we are by far not done with covering Anna Martin literature by any means. We have lots and lots of regular Babysitters Club to cover. Babysitters Forever, like Welcome Home Marianne, which is directly tied to Sunny's story in this series. So, be dating Bumble. I'm sorry, Natty. Thank you. I appreciate. Next is Gatekeep. That's funny. All 3 Labyrinth comic books. Yay! Labyrinth is great. I have a Labyrinth tarot deck and it's so pretty. Anyway, we're going to be reading this book tonight, guys. The setup kind of means that my computer is sort of right here. I hope that's not too distracting. I have too many snacks and drinks going on. And I can hear that on the microphone, and I hate that. Okay. Anna Martin. First book. Yes, we have Anna Martin and her team, because she's very vocal about having help of ghostwriters. Nothing wrong with that. They have There have been so many books put out under this woman's name. So many of them. Her Goodreads account is cracked. I should put that we're gonna read this. It's Hi, Daniel. Yes, I'm gonna pin Daniel's message. Because while I hope we've been through the worst that California Diaries can give, they like to kick us while we're down, and we never really know, you know? Kitten Cam is best book. I don't think we did Kitten Cam last week with California Diaries. It was we got like a fluffy one. It felt like Maggie's third diary was like an apology for Sunny's first diary. But yes, I happen to know because of the subject matter of this book. Let's go ahead and do kittens. Let's do it. Which Arthur books? Ooh, which Arthur books do you have? I own one Arthur book. Do I need to know the other books to read this one? So, this series is a lot more sequential than regular Babysitter Diaries. But the main beats, all the VODs are available. You can go get caught up on the whole story later on if you want to. The main beats are really there's 5 people. They're all writing diaries because it's a school curriculum thing, and they've all got their own stuff going on. Relationship between one of the girls and their boyfriends with no weird age gaps. Yeah, second one. Second Ellery said, oh, wait, second one. Amalia has a good boyfriend and Maggie now has a good boyfriend. Um this is Amalia. Amalia's big thing is that her past boyfriend, not the one that she's currently with, but the one before that was super abusive and he's kind of still stalking her to this day. Maggie has overcome NED. Sunny's mother has recently passed away. Um, Dawn is just the worst. She's the worst. We don't like Dawn. And Ducky is adorable, and he is the best friend anyone could ever want. And that's the main points to know. Yes. If you feel like the content of this book is too heavy for you, I get it. Daniel and I just posted each on our own channels, the next installments of the Phantom Investigator series we're doing. So there's always that if you're looking for new content that isn't heavy. These books for children. They're like young adult. The characters are all like 13, so like yeah, it's that like middle grade age. Anna Martin did not pull any punches. If you saw the VOD from Sunny Diary 3, I bawled the entire time. It was awful. Yeah, middle grade. I usually end up leaving because I'm fragile. It's not because you're fragile. You just know to have healthy boundaries, and we stand that. It's good to know what's too much. And that, give me back my message. Traumatizing the youth. And trying to get back to Daniel's message for warning. But yeah, welcome everybody. We're about to get reading. It's like Percy Jackson target demographic. Yes, I'd say that's accurate. Love Percy Jackson. Rick Riordan books are great. Excited for the Jackson Disney Plus series. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay. Okay, so I've pinned the important message. The Nico and Will book. Yep, that's my whole heart. Right? I'm so excited. I think Gabe and I are going to, after we read, because we're reading a Dinotopia book this Saturday, and then we're going to start reading after that every Saturday until we can get through it. So You Want to Be a Wizard. And I think after that, we're going to start reading some Rick Riordan books. So I'm excited. How Time Shared My Soul is, you know, they're just a great pairing. I loved their quote unquote screen time in the first Trials of Apollo book, especially. So great. I haven't read the book in a while, but I need to go back to it. Yeah. So let's see. On the back, we don't really get synopses on the back of these. We just get cryptic messages. I will never forget what happened that night. It makes me want to run. It makes me want to cry. It makes me want to fight. That's what it says. So let's get Cam up. Oh, and apologies if you can hear for extra um pet support for the potential trauma. You can hear the birds in the background because this microphone is good enough that it's been picking up the bird sounds that the old microphone never caught. So hopefully that's cute and not distracting for you. Hi, can you guys hear me? Hell yeah, free bird noises. Yeah. We throw that in with every subscription to the channel. Hi, if you're not subscribed to the channel, welcome. We'd love to have you stick around. Okay. What was I doing? I was getting kitten cam up, and then OBS just decided really like to not be speech jam right now, but that's a secondary issue. We'll get there. Yes, you guys can still hear me. That is fantastic. Okay. Just open up kitten cam all over again, I guess. Oh, whoops, hang on. Over here so you guys don't have to. Oh, no. No, that's not. OBS is really on my last nerve, like more than usual. Do this. Mm. Oh, wow. All right, I'm pulling up the explore.com kitten cam and I'm muting them because really, really loud background noise. But it's okay because they're adorable. Kittens. Okay. We now have kittens, I think. Oh. Make the kittens a little smaller. Thank you. Okay. There's kittens. No, I love putting it on studio mode so that you guys don't have to see the live editing. And then having it show you the live editing on the preview and the program. Anyway. Why is Avery in a dark basement? I'm not in a dark basement. Oh, please explain to me. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Well, let's read about these fictional teenagers and then we'll all be still pissed about our own things going on, but being like, man, at least my life wasn't written by Anne M. Martin, I guess. I have that going for me. Thursday, 5:25. I knew it, and book. Did I predict it or what? When Maggie tells me about meeting Tyler Kendall and informs me that she hates him, do I believe her? And here's a picture of, I guess that's supposed to be Maggie talking about Tyler Kendall, who is her now boyfriend, who's a super movie star. No way. Fact. For Maggie, I hate Tyler means I hate Hollywood, means I hate the fact that dad is Hayden Bloom, the famous producer who works at 7 days a week and never comes home until midnight. Fact. Tyler's okay. Fact. He likes her. Fact. He doesn't give up so easily. So now she's singing a different tune. Hi, the truth, and then it's them. It's cute. 1 second. Try one more thing, because I know you guys are hearing normal audio. I'm hearing it on a delay, and so it's like, ah. Something's real fucky right now. See, does that make it better? I think that makes it better. I think. Hmm. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. I feel slightly less audio jammed, I think, maybe. Let's see. Daddy Issues 101. Yeah, for sure. Archie comics. I used to love those. It's good to see Maggie so happy, and it's not just because of Tyler. She's kicking the anorexia. I can tell. I predicted that too, and I was right. Wednesday, 5:26. As for me, thanks for asking, N Book. Haven't felt better. It's a little scary. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Extra Palo City Post Extra. Amalia Vargas is happy. Miracle in Southern California. Exclusive. How her life has changed. End of year wrap up. One Matters of the Heart. James, the boyfriend who never should have been. Grr. Brendan, new friend. New distant memory like a bad now a distant memory like a bad smell in a dark corner about the shitty ex-boyfriend. And then about Brendan, the new friend, she says, that's all so far. Part 2, Familia. 25 years together, still going strong and totally ignorant about my secret plan with Isabel. These are their parents, they're cute. June 19th. Uh, Happy 25th. Surprise! Oh, they gave them an anniversary party. Cute. Well, I can't. This handwriting is so tiny. Tia Maria Therese, I think that's what that says. Um, I can't read her handwriting a lot of the time, and I can't read it when it's this tiny. It's only a plan, nothing final yet. Okay, so this hasn't happened. She's sketching the future. 3 amigas. Maggie, see yesterday. Sunny and Dawn. Oh, this is so sad. Mrs. Winslow, look, Mrs. Winslow as an angel. Oh, it says friends and trust, and they're building a wall of trust. Rest in peace, Mrs. W. Your daughter is going to be all right. Her friends will see to that. Don't you dare make me cry again, Anne. I probably have lice now. Only probably. You can steam them when you get them home, and you like put them in it feels really gruesome. Put them in a big trash bag when you get home, and then steam them as soon as you can. It'll make sure that anything on them is dead. Hey, Texas. Mostly just checking in. Thank you for checking in. BRB sobbing. I can't with this right now. Andolin. Sunny and his inspiration end book. Her mom's death hit her hard, but she's pulling herself together. Somehow I admire her. I admire all my friends. How did I get so lucky? Maggie's here, time to go. Thursday 5:27 lunch. Big news. Double date tomorrow. Same as last time. Me and Brendan, Maggie and Tyler. I guess double date isn't the right term. Tyler and Maggie are the real thing, boyfriend, girlfriend way ahead of us. Call it a date and a half, whatever. Meanwhile, Maggie and Tyler are like, well, are we out of the talking stage yet? We can't go out with super couple Amalia and Tyler if we're not official. I just hope people don't drool all over him again. Tyler, that is, not Brendan. He's not the movie star, although he could be, but that's another conversation. Aw. Sorry about the chocolate shake stain. Guess I shouldn't open you during lunch. Don't you love, and he crossed out parentheses? Yes, in parentheses. 447. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Why do I bother telling Isabel about my personal life? Why do I let her see me happy? Isabel is the big sister. She's kind of badass. Here's what happens. Got another panel. Let's see. Amalia Vargas, don't you realize it's almost June and that means exams? I'm already studying. Plus, I'm done with homework. That is called responsibility, and all you're doing is dreaming and drooling and obsessing about your friendship or your friends like everything's going to take care of itself. And what about summer plans? Yada, yada, yada. Must be tough to be perfect. Isabella's fine. She's just a big sister. 7:35. Maggie comes over just before dinner tonight. Last minute thing says Zeke is at a friend's. Her date's at work as usual. Her mom's out. She's not feeling too great. Says she feels tense all the time. Oh. Alright, I'm still struggling with this. Okay. Let's try turning it off and then back on again. Have you tried unplugging it and plugging it back in? Is that better? Ooh, that is so much better. Now I'm not being speech jammed. This is so great. Guys, you don't understand. I was on like a half-second delay that entire time. I was really struggling for a second. I was like, this book is going to take a while. Okay. Okay. Sounds like we're good though. Fun fact, I was talking about these books with someone the other day and accidentally called Anne M. Martin Anne Rice. Very much a real but different author. A very different type of author writing a very different kind of book. That's funny. My husband made me go to pep march around the neighborhood for my health. I think he's trying to get No, Texas. I'm sure that's not true. Isabella reminds you of Claudia's sister. I'm not sure I remember too much about Claudia's sister, but I think I agree with you. Oh my god, it's so much better to not be speech jammed. Do I sound like I'm speaking more normally now? I was really struggling. As we're talking, I hear Simon, Big Tooth Lover Boy. That's this big sister Isabella's. I should remember her name. I just read it. Isabel. That's Isabel's boyfriend. That's what she calls him. Simon, aka Big Tooth Lover Boy's old car pull up. Then I hear him downstairs in the kitchen with Isabel, and she's explaining to her homework to him. Yes, that homework which she does early because she's so responsible. What a phony. Friday, 5:28, study hall. Flash. Brennan has a new shirt and shoes, yes, and book. The boy who hates to shop. The boy who claims his faded Amber Grateful Dead t-shirt is actually white. Translation, it was white when his dad wore it in 1983. Well, the clothes are a pleasant surprise, so is the haircut. When I notice the cuts on his cheek, though, I become suspicious. I ask who scratched him, and he says I shaved. Oh, bless. Shaved what? I asked. He does not see the humor. Guess I have to look at this from his point of view. I mean, if I were a guy soon to be on a double date and the other guy on that date was Tyler Kendall, wouldn't I be nervous about my appearance? I tell him not to worry. He doesn't have to be a hunk. I like him just the way he is. Oh. He says, I'm not a hunk. I pretend to think about it. He still doesn't see the humor. Poor soul. Late, 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 late. So late. I'm back. I'm alive. I'm awake. How was my night? I might as well have been in outer space. That's what it felt like, a trip to Pluto. Note to self, learn from experience, bring rugged clothes to next experience with Maggie and Tyler. Maybe a sword and shield. Here's us walking towards the restaurant. Oh, God. Here's us when we get into the restaurant. Bunch of reporters. Eek, Tyler, Tyler, I love you. Who has a pen? Are you really dating Felicia? Autograph. Oh, Alicia is his horrible co-star who's really mean to Maggie because she has a thing for him, but he's not into her. He's into Maggie, so just catching everybody up who hasn't been here. You sound much less stressed. Thank you. I didn't really feel stressed. It was just like, has anybody ever been in a situation where you're listening to yourself, like monitoring yourself live, and it's like a half second off? It does that like speech jam thing like people used to do in like 2013 YouTube videos where it's like, isn't this funny? We can't talk now. But then you have to actually keep broadcasting because you're on live. So I'm just like, great. That is going to be a problem as I'm reading this entire book. But now I can hear myself correctly. Technically, I guess, like we talked about last Saturday, Pluto, I guess by scientific standards, has never been a planet. We just didn't know about it back in 1999. But yeah, poor Pluto. I was thinking the same thing, Patrick. Amalia, stop. The man is already dead. Um, Egg-shaped M&Ms. They look like they have almonds in them. But then you bite in and there's no almonds. It really pisses me off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the disappointment of M&Ms. At least you're not as disappointed as Tucker Carlson was when the one changed shoes that one time. The meal? The view? No meal, no view. This time Tyler doesn't just stand there, smiling and chatting while we suffer. Instead, he politely signs a few autographs, excuses himself, and heads back out, pulling Us with him, got to give him credit. He must have listened to Maggie's advice after last time. Healthy boundaries. We stand. King shit. He's getting there. Anyway, we leave the restaurant and sneak into a 9 o'clock showing at the Rub- Rubicon Theater. The cuisine is popcorn and Snickers. Ooh, Snickers bar would be good right now. No one else is in the theater. The air conditioning is way too high. They always are in movie theaters. Why is that? No one else is in the theater. I already read that. And the movie is in Russian, so you have to read subtitles. Maggie insists it's a great classic. Me, I don't understand a thing. Brendan hates it. He says I owe him one. I'll make it up to him next time we go to the Cineplex to see a good, stupid American comedy. Saturday, 5:29. I'm dreaming Brendan and I are still at the Rubicon, only somehow we've stepped into the movie. We're stranded on frozen tundra in our shorts and sandals. We're clutching each other tight, trying to keep warm, and we can see the audience staring, so we scream for help, but the words come out in Russian, and everyone is laughing at us, and I hear, oh boy, crash, crash, uh, wait, clank, clash, smash. Let me try this again. Clank, smash, bonk, thud. I jump out of bed thinking a tundra has been bombed. The reality, Isabel is clomping through my room looking for something. What's up? I say. Good morning to you too, she snaps. Like, how dare I be rude to her? Then her voice drops to a whisper. Whisper. I was right. Where's that rental car information? What rental car? Shh. Mommy and Poppy will hear you. You know the car for Hector and Christina. Did you reserve one? How could I do that? I'm 13. With Hector and Christina's credit card number, like I told you to. You never. Oh, I know you're busy dating and hanging out with the stars and preparing to flunk your finals. Guess they're just have to walk the 57 miles from the airport. She leaves the room without even closing my door. I nearly throw my alarm clock at her. End book, she never asked me to do this. At least I don't think she did. Besides, what can Hector and Christina rent? Why can't they rent the car themselves? And what's that crack about flunking my finals? I know the material mostly. I mean, the 13-year-old legally shouldn't be doing that. Hi, Chris. Yes, because if women aren't barefoot in the kitchen, they must wear stilettos. Yes, that's right out of the Tucker Carlson handbook. Well, some anyway. I can study for the rest. I better. 11:23. Just looked at the math. Remind me never ever to open up a math book on a Saturday. What language is this stuff? 8th grade graduation, 2000. I guess they were graduating in 2000 because that banner, it starts to say 2000 and then they cut it off, I guess, to make it more ambiguous. But we can see that there's a zero. So, 100 years from now, people are going to be like, oh, this is so dated. As if the other late 90s things aren't going to date it before then. Currently dating it now. And finally, Amalia Vargas. Oh, she's graduating as a little old lady. Maggie calls. She apologizes about last night. She hated the movie too. She was pretending to like it because she figured Tyler did. That's turns out he slept through most of it. I'm barely hearing her. I'm freaking about the finals, especially math. Finally, I admit this to her. She ignores me, says she's spending the day with Tyler. On the set, they're shooting extra footage for his latest movie, which was supposed to be finished, but they needed some match prints, whatever they are. Anyway, they're going to have lunch at the food trailer. I'm going to flunk math. I persist. She replies, we'll swing by and pick you up. We'll? Tyler and me in the limo. Bring your math. I can help you. We'll have plenty of time. You and I will just be sitting around and eating while they shoot. Now we're talking. I feel relieved. And then I think, is this Maggie I'm talking about? A, actually going on a movie set willingly, and B, eating? I was right, End book. She's turning the corner. Yay, Maggie! Progress, progress, progress. I just hope she holds on. 6:02 p.m. Honestly, I think he reads my mind. Just as Maggie's limo pulls up this afternoon, Brendan calls. When he finally when he finds out where I'm going, he practically begs to come along. I make him promise not to get in the way of my remedial math. He says he'll help Maggie help me. So Maggie, Tyler, and I swing by his house to pick him up. Here's what we see. What is this? The view out of the limo. A cool drawing. I like that. His whole family's lined up outside the house along with neighbors and their pets to see the star, of course. Brendan is so embarrassed. He apologizes like crazy. Tyler's cool. He just waves back. You get used to it, he says. We have a laugh about last night. Then the boys start yakking away about baseball and cars and stuff. This is how guys get to know each other, End book. It's not who you are or how you feel about how many statistics. It's about how many statistics you know. Anyway, just as I'm about, don't stereotype every guy. Some guys just don't like sports ball. I'm about to fall asleep from boredom. Tyler asks Brendan what he's doing for the summer, and Brendan says he's going to camp for 7 weeks in Western Massachusetts. Yes, you heard that right. I believe it's somewhere around here. It says Balo City, Mars, Pluto, Western Massachusetts, and Jupiter's over here too. Yeah, okay, I knew he was going to camp. I just didn't know where. I guess we never discussed that. What kind what kid goes to summer camp clear across the continent? Someone who used to live back east, that's who. And book, why do people say back east but out west? I find it offensive. I don't know why, I just do. Brendan talks about how his parents used to drive him 5 hours from New Jersey to camp every summer, and now he can't imagine not going because he's a CIT yada yada yada. And I have no idea what a CIT is. Coastally insane traveler? Question mark. Plus, he doesn't seem the least bit, I don't know, thoughtful or doubtful or sad, guilty, broken up, devastated not to see me for almost 2 whole months while I sit around here with nothing to do. There, I got it out of my system. It's really not that big a deal. It's a free country. He can do whatever he wants. Sunday night, just a little wired. Today, 10:57. Today around noon, Maggie calls me and asks if I'm okay. She says I looked upset yesterday. Am I the worst actor, End book? Am I so obvious? I'm not upset, I lie. Don't worry, maybe you can visit him. In Western Massachusetts, do planes actually fly that far? I like how they're all forgetting about Dawn because nobody cares about Dawn. I think you're right, Patrick. Get the mail. Be right back. See you when you get back, Ellery. You might already be back. I don't know when you sent that message. My DM got me a glass calligraphy pen for my birthday. Oh, happy birthday. Your birthday is it this week? Happy birthday. Oh, Chris, you got blood work done. I hate getting blood work done. My day's been pretty okay. Just been tired. No. So they are 8th graders. They will be freshmen in high school next year. So all of this shit that's been happening has been happening to pre-high school children. I still haven't finished the most recent one, Patrick, but I will. I watched the one I'm editing, but I've been editing on some things that took a little bit more concentration, so I couldn't really like watch something and work. It's been kind of depressing. Birthday's the 29th. Happy early birthday. Oh, I forgot to announce it on Discord. Hang on one second. Do. Okay. Sorry, everybody who's on the Discord is about to get pinged. Okay. Thank you for the reminder. Uh, She laughs and tells me she'll be right over. She says I need company. Actually, I don't feel like being alone. Obviously, I don't tell her that. There's a pause. I can hear her yelling in the background. Or actually, I don't. I feel like being alone, but obviously, I don't tell her that. There's a pause. I can hear yelling in the background. Maggie's voice drops to a whisper. I'll be right back. I'll be right over, she says again. Oh, I don't think it's lame at all. I think it's fun. I think you read them very well because I can tell you really love Anne of Green Gables. So it's like, it's great. I've never seen anybody cover those books, so I think it's really great. It's very cozy. Why? What happened? Click. About half an hour later, Maggie's limo is pulling up when she steps out. She's carrying a duffel bag and she's practically in tears. What happened? I ask. I can't live with them. I calm her down and invite her inside. As we sit on the living room sofa, she tells me the news. Her mom's drinking has gotten out of control. Oh yeah, the mom's drinking is a big thing too. Um, warning. Mr. Bloom wants her to go to the Betty Ford clinic, but when he suggested it, she went ballistic. Maggie asked if she can stay the night. Of course, I say yes. All my little problems fly away. End book. I feel so bad for her. I run out back. Mommy and Poppy are reading on the deck. When I tell them what happened, they agree to let Maggie stay. Mommy suggests we borrow her bike and take a ride. Maybe that'll calm Maggie down. Soon, Maggie and I are heading to Las Palmas County Park. We sit on a bench and watch a pickup soccer game. A couple of families have spread out blankets and are eating a late lunch. You know the worst part, she says? Zeke, he's got this shell around him. He's like 11 going on 30. Today he tells mom to grow up, right to her face. Dad starts screaming at him, then mom starts screaming at both of them, then dad screams at mom. I thought she was getting better. Maggie shrugs. She was. Until the day dad announced he had to go to Italy on location. That set her off. Why can't he take her? I ask. He offered, but she refuses to go. I can't understand her. No one can. When she gets like this. Anyway, dad brought up the idea of the clinic. Mom freaked out. She said, I'm just a social drinker, but she could barely get the words out, and she was. Banging into furniture in the middle of the day. I tell Maggie things will work out. I remind her how far she's come with her problems. This is so sad, end book. Maggie's trying not to cry. I'm trying not to cry. Just then, two hands reach around my head and cover my eyes. Don't even try to get away, says a deep voice. Hi, Ducky, I say. He's a worse actor than I am. He's with Sunny. They're escaping Dawn. Facts. They're planning some kind of goodbye celebration for her. She goes back to Connecticut to stay with her mom every summer. As they tell us about it, I watch Maggie. Her eyes are dry. She seems psyched and she asks about the date of the party. Ducky shrugs. Don't know yet. Where's it going to be? I ask. Don't know, Ducky replies. We're just at the talking stage. I mean, it's just for Dawn. It's not, oh, the kittens went away. Oh, sorry, I'm sorry. I've lost the kittens. Oh dear. And I pause the kittens. Let's go live on the kittens. And they're still exactly in the same place because kittens are awesome and they do not really do much more than sleep if they can help it. Ducky probably did the Visser 3 voice. Don't even try to get away. She said a deep voice, so I'm picturing him like trying to do like a Darth Vader voice and failing. She's not leaving for Connecticut for 2 weeks, Sunny says. Sunny and Ducky start throwing out suggestions for the party. I'm thinking Connecticut. That's close to Western Massachusetts, right? Anyway, they can't agree on anything. Throwing out ideas for the party, dance party. I guess this is a beach party, rock concert, Disneyland. Finally, Maggie puts in her 2 cents. Have the party at Ducky's. His parents are still in Ghana, so there will be no permission problems. Brilliant idea. Ducky and Sunny agree. And then, beep, 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 beep. They're all sitting on the bench and the phone goes off. She answers, "It's her dad. He wants her to come home and convince Mrs. Bloom to listen to him." Maggie says no, she's already agreed to stay for dinner and for the night at my house. So here we are in my room. Maggie's asleep in a sleeping bag on the floor, twisting and turning. You can't just ask your kid to have to deal with that. That's fucked up. And I'm finally tired. Much more to say. Mahana. Oh, sorry, manana. I don't know what I thought I was saying. That was not my brain. Sorry, my brain scrambled that word. I'm being summoned for ratty playtime. We got these off-brand Nutter Butter cookies that I haven't tried yet. They're basically Nutter Butters, but they're round instead of shaped like the peanuts. So it feels like Nutter Butters from another dimension. Monday, 5:31, homeroom. Okay, I didn't tell you what happened after Maggie and I got home last night. It's almost dinner time. Maggie goes to the bathroom to wash up. Poppy's standing in the front hall with the phone notepad in his hand. On it are two words: Brendan, Brendan. He called twice, Poppy says. I thank him and take the sheet. He's standing there, not moving aside. How's your homework going? Fine, I say. You're going to be prepared for finals? Hope so. Now Mommy comes into the hall. She's got a warm, patient smile. Her parents, Amalia's parents, are like the props for them being like two of the only good parents in this series. Well, there's them, and then there's Carol, and also Mrs. Winslow was a good mother. Um, I think my brain did combine the actual word with Ohana. Apparently, I watched Lilo and Stitch too much. um, she asks about our afternoon and says Brendan seems like a nice boy. I can't see where this is leading. He's just a good friend, I say. He's not, but thanks for trying. Isabel, studying in the den, has a sudden coughing fit. You know, Amalia, Mommy says, finals are coming up. What does Brendan have to do with finals? You do seem to be spending an awful lot of time with him, Poppy says. It's not studying time, though, I reply. Now Isabel sounds like she's dying of pneumonia. Will you knock it off? I yell out. We don't mean to pressure you, Mommy says. We love your friends, all of them, and we don't mind that, Maggie. Um, Maggie comes over here so much. She's like one of the family. We know what she's going through, but between her and Brendan, well, I just want to be sure you have enough time for Amalia. In a few weeks, the summer will be here, Poppy says, and you'll have all the free time in the world. I know that, I reply, a whole free, boring summer. They're just staring at me, wondering why I said that. When Maggie emerges, I disappear upstairs. They don't need to know what's on my mind. I can't even figure it out. Weren't they just about to eat? Maybe it was after. Maybe I just missed something and it was after dinner. Can't even figure it out. Tuesday, 6/1 lunch. Camp stuck in the boondocks. And it's this picture. It's very Roald Dahl, her drawing there. Thank you, Patrick. That's so sweet of you. Sometimes when you're emotional, you do lose your appetite. That is true. I didn't mean to fault her for expressing her emotions. I was just like, I was just picturing them with like, I don't know, a casserole and just being like, okay, dinner's ready. Oh no, okay. Maggie comes over after school around dinner time. We're trying to do H work on the front porch, but mainly just talking. Brendan rides by on his bike, like, oh, I just happened to turn down Royal Lane. What a surprise. We chat. He says, hey, maybe we can all go out Friday. Maggie tells him that Tyler has to be in LA for an interview, but I say yes. I wasn't going to study Friday night anyway. Wednesday 6-2, study hall, depressing item number 1. Today, Mrs. Fong, I thought that said Fang. I think it's Ms. Fong assigns us a report on 1984. She assumes we've all read it since it's on our reading list. Wrong. Plus, she announces the final is going to be all essay questions. Chosen at random from any of the topics we've studied all year, but she won't say exactly which topics or which books. So we have to know everything. Depressing item number 2. I skip lunch to meet with Ms. Sevico about math. She explains everything patiently at least 3 times. I am starting to understand stuff that confused me in September. Only 8 more months to go. Depressing item number 3. On the way to study hall, I turn the corner and see Amanda Jansen talking to Dawn. I'm really sorry I can't go to the party at Ducky's, but that's the day I leave for camp. What party? Oops. She spoiled Dawn's party. That's hero shit. We Mexicans don't believe in casserole. You're right. Casserole is a very white person thing. I'm sorry to make that assumption. I did not mean to intend. Yay, Dawn gets no joy. Taking a break from 1984, got to write fast. Isabel and I are taking turns on phone. Right now, she's dealing with rental car problem. Oh my god, just write the words. This is already so hard, Amalia. I love you, but so hard. They went to the effort to make sure that every book like every character has their own very distinct handwriting so that their books all truly look like a specific person was writing it by hand, or in Maggie's case, typing it on the computer. But God, is some of them hard to read. Ducky is the hardest for me to read. Amalia's is hard. And yeah. Sunny's can be really difficult too for me. I'm supposed to call Robinsons the night before big anniversary party. Robinsons are taking Mommy and Poppy to M's college reunion in San Diego. We'll stay overnight and return in time for party. Okay, Dawn party update. Sunny's furious about Amanda's big mouth. Says we have to change our plans, and if Dawn suspects anything, deny. Ducky's cool. Says we can plan something else. So S and D are coming over tonight. So Maggie again. So's Maggie again. Says she wants to do homework, which is what she said yesterday. Anyway, now she'll help with party plans. Then she can give me a summary of 1984. Her dad probably worked on the movie. 10:15. Maggie stays for dinner, leaves at 9:30. Saint Isabel says things must be bad at her house these days. It feels like she lives here. You know what? I hate to say this, and don't you dare tell anyone I did, but she has a point. It does feel like Maggie lives here. Or Maggie. I love Maggie and Book. I understand her problems as far as I'm concerned. Mi casa es su casa. Plus, she did help me with 1984 and math. But let's face it, Maggie does have a casa of her own. Running away from her problems isn't going to help. Sooner or later, she has to face up to them. I sure learned that the hard way. If I hadn't faced up to James, he'd still be harassing me. Oh well, must be hard for her. I mean, she's been working so hard on her eating disorder with Don't You Dare Take Me Down for that, YouTube. It's just what it says. Jane, Dawn, fictional children who trigger my fight or flight response. Yes. A brand Sonic Wacky Pack, and it came with a frisbee. Yay! Dr. Fuentes, Yes, a person can only handle one major crisis at a time, huh, N book. Anyway, as we're getting ready for bed, I casually mentioned to Mommy and Poppy that Brendan asked me to go out with him on Friday. Poppy says it's almost the week of finals. I say it's the Friday before the week before finals. Mommy and Poppy agree to think about the date. If I promise, I'll study on the week all weekend long. Oh, P.S. One, Isabel talked to Mr. Robinson. He said everything's cool with the San Diego trip. 2, all the relatives have confirmed. 3, you'll never guess what Ducky and Sunny decided on for Dawn's party. Bowling. Maybe this time Tyler will wear a disguise. And then I guess this is uh, Tyler trying to bowl in a disguise. Can't sleep. And then this is anniversary party, summer work, finals, Maggie, Brendan, going away party, and then she's like crumbling under it. Thursday, 6/3, social studies. Finals begin a week from Monday, 11 days. Hi, Tarfled Owl. Denied, denied, approved. What did you miss book-wise, Texas? In what regard? I can fill in any blanks. Got an assortment of drinks over here. On the way to school today, I'm thinking about this and freaking out. Suddenly, the Winslow's car zooms by going 60 at least, stops in front of the school. Sunny jumps out and slams the door. Car zooms off with a squeal of tires. I jog over to her and ask what's up. Dad's mad at Mom. She says, mad, but she's dead? I know that. That's even more reason for him to be mad. She can't talk back. Dad likes a one-sided fight. Sometimes Endbook talking to Sunny is like being splashed with very cold water. I just nod. He's mad at me for not being her, she goes on. He's mad that I'm not old enough to run his bookstore. He's mad at the bookstore for not doing better business. He's mad at just about everyone in Palo City for not reading more books. Any other questions? I mean, I've been reading as many books as I can on this channel, Mr. Winslow, so. But I don't live in Palo City, so. Oh, I had left to feed and play with rats. Can you hear the birds? They're my mom's birds, but they're in the hallway, um, outside of this room. They really love jazz music, which isn't playing right now, and I think they want to speak to the manager about that because they're chirping very loud. Actually, yes. Does he want to hire me? I ask. Sunny does a double take. Are you serious? If Ducky can do it, Ducky's 16. So I'll work fewer hours, whatever is legal, or I'll volunteer. It'd give me something to do. I can read books about art. Sunny smiles. Or travel. There are lots of books about Massachusetts. Or you could move to, where is it? Is it Illinois that's like trying to make child labor just straight up legal? That's fun. By fun, I mean terrifying. 5:01. I don't know if it's AM or PM. I'm going to guess PM. I can go on the date tomorrow, that is, if I study like crazy tonight and after school tomorrow before the date and over the weekend. Bye, Endbook. No offense. Time to. Oh, and then she left. It's her jumping headfirst in what looks like a bunch of books. Friday, 6/4. It also has a very Shel Silverstein thing to it, doesn't it? I'm on a roll, Endbook. I do all the math section reviews up until February. I call Marina, who faxes me a bunch of notes from English class. I start The Good Earth, the book which I should have read but never did because I rented the movie. The book's better. The book usually is better. Although not always. There are a couple movies that did very good adaptation jobs. I don't think adaptational is a word, but it is now because I said it. Now I'm waiting for Isabel. She's painting her face for her date with Simon Big Tooth Loverboy. Mommy made her promise to drive her and me and Brendan to the movie theater, which may explain the huffing and puffing noises in the bathroom. No matter, I feel so much better. Endbook. This all may work out. Okay, I think I see him down the block later, Friday or Saturday, not sure. I cross out. I wasn't crossed out. I want to. Who did they think crossed out? Can't write. My face is corroding. That's what it feels like, End Book. I know it's not true and that I've watched it 10 times, but that's what it feels like. Right at that spot on the left cheek where she spit at me. Uh-oh. Why? Why? What did I do, End Book? What did I do? Got to think straight. My head is splitting apart. Okay, slow down. Start at the beginning. Yes, I'm very confused. It hurts to think about the beginning because it was so wonderful, End Book. We walk into Cafe Con Leche and Andre makes me feel like his favorite customer. Romantic booth, free appetizers, treats. Brendan likes this. Treats Brendan like a son. Doggy bag full of pastries on the house. At the Cineplex, the usher knows we have food but doesn't stop us. The movie's much better than I expect it to be, and Brendan is so nice. He puts his arm around my shoulder the right way, too. Doesn't keep it there for 2 hours like a cement drain pipe the way Danny Cruz did in San Diego, and he doesn't wait for me to laugh before he laughs, which Danny also did. Anyway, I feel us kind of melting together like a couple, End Book, like I finally really want us to be a couple because I trust him. Toward the end of the movie, he leans over toward me gently, easily, and I can tell he wants to kiss me, but it doesn't feel awkward or pressured, and I know that if I just keep looking at the screen, he'll turn away and it'll be okay. He'll understand, but I don't want to turn away. He's so tender and handsome, and our kiss lasts just the right amount of time. And when it's over, I feel thrilled. Afterward, he doesn't act all weird like now our faces should be welded together at the lips for the rest of the movie. We sit back, arms around each other, relaxed and happy. We leave the Cineplex arm in arm. Isabel's not there yet, but that's okay because the night is clear and cool. I know nothing bad is going to happen. I'm safe with him. He's no James. People are flowing out of the theater, splitting off into various directions until we're the only ones left standing in front. Soon the usher starts to lock the door, but Brendan runs to her and convinces her to let him use the restroom. As he goes inside, the usher asks if I want to wait in the lobby. I say no thanks. I want to smell the blossoms, not stale popcorn. So I stay outside breathing the sweet air, looking up the street for Isabel's car. I figure she's probably having a great time too, which means she'll be late and maybe Brendan and I can hang out in the ice cream shop. Ooh, ice cream sounds good. I'm not sure if the shop is open. It looks like its lights are off, so I'm squinting trying to see it clearer when I hear voices behind me. Girls' voices. None of them sound familiar, so I don't bother looking back. Half of them are laughing, drowning out the words of the others. Okay, we've got a panel. I'm already getting ready to fight for Amalia. Yes, I remember that version. I discovered that boiled egg is the key to their little rodent hearts. Oh. And then I hear, uh-oh. Oh no. Oh no. They're just shouting like pretty much racial slurs at Amalia. I want to say half of this stuff, so I'm just going to hold it up. Hang on. Can you guys see? I don't know if you can see very well. It's already hard to read. They're being racist. I ignore them. They sound drunk. Um, they're still being racist. Now I look, I wonder what poor soul they're talking to. They're all staring at her. Me? Where's Brendan? Um, ooh. Oh no. God. This is awful. Be some mistake. They say not as bad as a mistake as letting you people in. I don't like this. This is not something that I like. Time to murder some fictional people. Yup. Time to form an angry mob. want to see these. That's so funny. Ugh, this is just awful. Oh. Oh, that's just a slur. That's just a straight up slur. That's just. Oh, there's more. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh, they're drinking. They don't know what they're doing. Let them pass. Um. Oh my god. Oh, this is awful. This is so awful. I hate this so much. Here. I know everybody's gonna ask me. I don't want to read it, so I'm just holding it up. Buckle up. I like a lot of books that I read on this channel. I have not read this before, so I have been just blindsided by every twist and turn, and this is no different. Now they gotta die. I know it's hard to see. It's just. Use your imagination. Because half of this is actually just slurs, and I'm not gonna say that. Um Yep, that's a slur again. Um Oh no. I'm just. And then she gets shoved. Okay, now we really have to kill them all. All of them. She gets pushed again. They're just this is just a hate crime. She kicked back. Good for her. Kick him in the nuts. And then the usher comes out and is like, break it up, get out of here right now before I call the police. And they shove her again. And then they spit on her. Fuck, man. Need a minute. Holy shit. I just got to the stream and I'm met with racism. Anne. Andifer. Looks like, yeah, she kicked one of them in the nuts. Where it's just like, wait. Yeah, I think most of us have been. I've come. Yeah. When you're reading old books, you got to be real careful because I feel like we've all been at least close where like I've been at places where like remember we reading that Wishbone book and I was like, oh, we don't say that anymore. Fuck. Yeah. I'm gonna commit fictional murder with you, Ellery. That's just. Anne really didn't want smooth sailing. After Miss. No. No, she was like, oh, you think you're off the hook now just because Mrs. Winslow's death has happened? You thought. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Um, I was reading. So I guess fucking racism trigger warning. Jesus Christ, that just came out of nowhere. That has been not even a touched on issue up until right now. No one has to say it. It's okay. It's a slur. It's not a good word to say. These fictional people. On a lighter note, I am no longer Lady Macbeth. In the impost using my new pen for the first time. Oh, that's good. These would have been if they were written right. Oh boy. Hi, Chris. We're dealing with a fictional hate crime, and we're very upset about it. I shouldn't be shocked, but I'm just like, Anne, are you okay? Anne. Anne really said, "Hey, you know what this would, you know what would spice this up? Straight up old timey racism." Copy Texas. Um, like someone has just reached into me and ripped out my soul. Oh, the usher is talking to me, asking questions, but I don't hear her. I'm not thinking in words. I'm seeing red and black. I want to run after those girls and pull out their hair, throw them against the brick wall, make them feel how I feel. Do it. Revenge. Revenge is sometimes the answer. But they're far away now, waving down the street fast, weeding down the street fast. They're laughing and slapping each other five. They're not even looking back over their shoulders. It's like I don't exist. I was a game, a distraction. To them, I am not even a person, and then suddenly I see, hey, what happened? Oh, all I can think is, what took you so long? Where were you? But I don't say it. He and the woman help me up, and I try to tell them what happened, but I can't. I'm bad enough with words to begin with. Now they're all slipping out and sliding out of my mouth with no sense. You know those girls? No, I was just, the lights were off. I heard the voices. I didn't know they meant me. I should have gone to the bathroom. It's okay. It's all over now. You just go inside and wash up. It's my fault. It's not your fault. Um, when you're done, come over to the concession stand for a soda. We can make a police report if you want. Aw, I'm glad that usher did what they could, I guess. Yes, get back at them. Yeah, nothing wrong with being sensitive about just straight up racism. I think that's a very, very valid thing to feel. No, not the lice teddy bear. Imagine if this were Ducky. Even Ducky, I think, would kick some shit out of these people. The worst part is the spit. Ugh. I mean, I'm not normally grossed out by blood. Don't hug teddy bears at Goodwill. Oh, Patrick. Or body fluids, but when I felt that spit on my cheek, I almost threw up. It's not the saliva, it's what it means. Spit is a waste product. It belongs in a toilet or a sink, the gutter or a sewer, not a human being's face. It feels like it's still there, end book. Like I'll never get it off. Jesus Christ, dude. This poor child. I also have a soft spot for teddy bears. The spit is the worst part. That is absolutely the worst part. Again, just want to remind everybody, it is okay to step away if this is too triggering because this fucking sucks. Yeah, Tarfield Owl. I've steam cleaned them because that also will kill any bugs on it. She's in 8th grade, so she isn't quite in high school yet. But yeah, I see what you mean. I say we kill the beast. It was so disrespectful. That alone would have put me in a rage. Uh-huh. Yep. Demographic. Hispanic is pretty big. Yeah, we've seen throughout the book that she lives in a very diverse Southern California city. And it's literally just not been an issue at all. And then all of a sudden, right here in her last book, it's like, hey, you know what we could do? And it's like, you don't have to do that. I've already been through so much. This poor girl. Saturday 6/5, 6:17 a.m. Isn't this the worst irony? I finally crash at 2 and now I'm up again raring to go. My nightgown is soaked. I wake up in a sweat. I'm dreaming. I'm in Dr. Fuentes' office, but my hair is dyed blonde and I'm slapping thick face. Wait. On my face, very light base. The girls from last night are looking at me through a two-way mirror and laughing like crazy. I can hear them, and so can Dr. F, but I put on the makeup anyway. It's a dream. It's not real. I remind myself. I wish all of last night were a dream and book. I could forget about it then, but it's stuck in my brain and I can't stop thinking of those faces, those leering faces looking at me like I'm something, like an old shoe or a dead pigeon. I want to beat up somebody that doesn't exist now. Jesus Christ. Oh, sorry, I'm hitting the microphone. Burn the bear. Oh no, not the Velveteen Rabbit. Not that. I don't look at anyone like that, do I? No one's supposed to treat another person that way. What did I do? What did I say? What do I keep why do I keep asking that? I didn't do anything. I was there. That's all. I was Latina. I am Latina. I mean, yeah, okay, this stuff happens. I know that. And book, I'm not stupid. My eyes and ears are open. I read papers and magazines. I watch the news. The reminders are all around every week. The way Poppy is treated sometimes by the people at his company, the way that patient of mommy's sneered and said, Vargas? I thought that was Italian and never came for a second session. Ugh. And all the other small daily stuff at Vista, like the girls who talk one way with white girls and a whole other way with me, the jokes that suddenly get cut off when someone sees me. It's bad, it's wrong, but you live with it. What else can you do? You tell people when it bothers you, you love your family and friends, you do your best, and you realize that the world ain't perfect and never will be. That's all any of us can do. I know that, but they spat on me. And book, they knocked me down and spat on me and walked away and they were proud of it. Then what? What do they do when they get home? Brag to their moms and dads? Well, let's see. We went out and had a really good pizza with pepperoni, saw a great movie, beat up this word that I don't want to say, and stepped stopped in at the ice cream shop. Is that what they do? Got to calm down and try to figure this out. Got to leave this bedroom, go to a new place where I can think better. Hang on. Ooh, okay. Like, it makes narrative sense for Amalia as well, but I think that's why the earlier books don't build up to it like there's been build up to everything else. Yeah, that's true because it's like, you know, shit just happened. The hate crime was going to be a ducky thing, but the world wasn't ready for a conversation about homophobia yet, so it got changed last minute to Amalia, and that's why it wasn't foreshadowed. Could be, very much could be. Um, that's actually really true because it was people have said some shitty things to Ducky. I could see that being the original plan for sure, for sure, for sure. Either way, I hate it and I want to commit arson now. Fuck. I don't really know anything about Autism Speaks. I know that a lot of people in the autism community, like the autistic community, um, have talked about it being a very, very bad group, but I'm not an expert. But I do know that there's some shady stuff, so I've never I've always steered clear. Thoughtful either way, but that's just personal theory. I think that's a very strong theory, honestly, because I would have been much less caught off guard if it happened to Ducky. Not that it would have been okay if it happened to Ducky. That's not what I'm saying, but just ca- characters have said like very nearly slurs to Ducky already. And I can definitely see that, especially now that the Alex thing has wrapped up. But ooh, this is why I lift. I want to be able to be the wrong person they mess with. Mm-hmm. Oh, Marco, he's gonna yeet them into next week. Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I want to see heads roll for this. Jesus. Ugh. It just sucks because it's like with a lot of with everything else in this particular book series, it's like the things that make us angry, whether it be Dawn as a character, whether it be, the way that, Mrs. Winslow's death got us all sobbing, or our anger that we feel right now. It's because all of this shit really happens to real people. That's why it's so fucked up. Like, not like, that's why it's so harsh to deal with, and that's why this series is so intense. Speaks wants to cure autism rather than who are expressing exactly how they can and should be assisted. Copy that. Yeah, that's fucked up. Police report for his harassment. He showed up after work one day. Oh my god, that is so fucking scary. Jesus. So sorry. Yikes. People are just the worst. I hate people sometimes. 7:07 a.m. in the kitchen. That's better. No one's up. Isabel's making a funny noise in her sleep, kind of a whimper snore. Guess her dreams aren't so terrific either. Okay, I said I'd try to figure this out, which means writing about what else happened last night. Tell an adult, please. I don't want to end book, but if I don't, it'll just feel worse. Be glad you're not a human being. It's hard. Here's the PSA. Here's the very special episode from Avery today. If you're a young person and you're watching this and you have things going on where somebody is harassing you or being shitty to you in any way, tell an adult. I know adults aren't always helpful, but a lot of them can be. And you should always tell an adult if you can. Like Illuminati, I'll have to go and find her video on them. Oh jeez. Told my coworker and she filed a restraining order. Left it. Well, that's good at least. Ugh, that sucks. Yeah, sending virtual hugs for sure. Ugh. Tell an adult and they'll fight parents. No, just tell an adult and they'll help. Yeah, I mean, obviously everybody's situation is different. I don't claim to know what every kid's situation is, but generally telling an adult is always going to be the best case scenario, even though it never feels like that when you're a kid. Just watch the way all of us, you know, emotionally tired adults are out here in the comments just being like, tell an adult, please. What we wish we could have told our younger selves, I think. I don't want to end book, but if I don't, it'll just feel worse. Be glad you're not a human being. It's hard. That's true. Anyway, my legs are shaking and I leave the women's room. Walking in, I been straight and steady, but walking out, I'm like jelly. The usher, what was her name? End book? I wish I remembered. She sits me down and gives me a soft drink and some candy. I drink, but I have no appetite. I can't sit still for long, and I'm dying to get out of there. out of that neighborhood, out of town. I want to crawl into the back seat of a car and ride for weeks without stopping. That's when we hear a loud knock. It's Isabel pressing her face to the glass door of the Cineplex, looking all worried and guilty about being late. Simon is behind her. I don't know why I'm not mad at them. I should be. If they'd been there on time, none of this would have happened. But I'm just so happy to see her. I jump out of my seat and run to the door. The usher opens it, and I fly into my sister's arms. What happened? She asks. I'm sobbing. My eyes are soaking. Isabel's new white cotton blouse, but she doesn't yell at me. She just calmly strokes my hair the way she did when I was little. Just take me home, is all I managed to say. The usher is pretty wet eyed, too. She stuffs a couple of free movie passes into Brendan's hand. For another night, she says, on me, and you look after her. In the car, I sit in the back seat. Brendan tries to put his arm around me, but I push it aside. I don't feel like being touched right at that moment. I tell Isabel the whole ordeal, and this time I'm making more sense. She listens and listens. Oh, Isabel is going to kill somebody. I can't wait to see this. When I get to the part about the spitting, suddenly she steers over to the side of the road and stops. Whoa. They did what? So I tell her again, they can't do that to you. We're going right to the police. No, Isabel, please. What would I tell them? What did they look like? Did you hear any of them call one another by name? How old did they seem? What direction were they going in? They were teenagers and white, that's all I know. Then tell that to the police. That narrows it down to about 5,000 people. I can't, Isabel. I can't talk about this one more time. Please just take me home. The tears convince her. I guess we drive home almost totally silent. Brendan tries to put his arm around me again, and this time I let him. He doesn't say much, but I guess that's okay. It's important to know how to be quiet with someone. You know what I mean, and book. Just listen and let them know that their feelings are valid. Frankly, it feels good to be held. Just held. Isabel drops off Brendan first. He says a quiet, gentle goodbye. Then we drop off Simon. He's sweet, reassuring me, telling me that the girls were sick and strung out on alcohol, that I shouldn't take it personally, that if I ever see another one of those girls, just let them know he'll make her life miserable. Now I'm alone with Isabel. She's driving way too fast. She's muttering angrily, using words I wouldn't dare repeat on your pages and book. She's so upset that she runs a red light right through it. I mean, if another car had been coming along, we'd be dead meat. What are you doing? I scream. Sorry, Isabel mutters. Can't you slow down? What are you angry about? I'm angry about those girls. It didn't happen to you. You're my sister. My heart is thumping. I shut up so she can concentrate. We both fall into kind of an exhausted silence as we pull up to the house. Only the porch and front room lights are on. Mommy and Poppy's bedroom is dark. I feel relieved. I don't want to talk about what happened. I don't want to get them upset. All I want to do is go right to sleep, clothes and all. Isabel. Wait, I missed something. I stumble into the house behind Isabel, but she's running toward the stairs, shouting, Mommy, are you still awake? I chase after her. Don't, Isabel. They don't need to know about this. Yes, they do. Isabel looks at me as if I'm nuts. Amalia, you can't just let this drop. It's not that big a deal. It was a huge deal. Those girls were racist. They were drinking. They didn't know what they were doing. They probably won't even remember what happened by tomorrow morning. So what? What's that got to do with it? She pulls away and races upstairs. I sink into the kitchen chair and fidget with a napkin. My hands are shaking and I can't control them. I realize I'm embarrassed, and book. I feel like a little kid who did something wrong. Like I shouldn't be there in the kitchen, all dirty and beaten up. If I'd done the right thing, gone into the Cineplex instead of staying outside and fought back better or run away, anything but what I ended up doing, which was nothing, I'd be fine. No, don't blame yourself. You can't do that. Drunk Thought Show with the Yeah. Like, yeah, obviously, like, people when they're drunk don't know what they're doing. But the thing is, if you're not a racist, you don't just magically become a racist when you're a little bit tipsy. You know what I mean? It's the rest of the BSC looking to beat up Dawn. Okay, Claudia would never, though. It wasn't Claudia. Simon. Sometimes a little murder is okay. Yeah. Cats can have a little salami. People can have a little murder sometimes when we're talking about racists. Oh, there absolutely need to be consequences. Oh yeah, we all feel the need to punch a bitch, and this person isn't our sibling, nor are they actually real, but they're real to us. Drunk thoughts show what the mind holds. Explains why I just zone out when I'm drunk. Thoughts. When I'm drunk, I'm sleepy. I'm like one of those like lightweight. When I'm tipsy, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna sleep it off, and then my brain just goes to sleep. Same thing when I'm on anesthesia, apparently. So apparently, at the end of the day, in the back of my brain, I'm just always sleepy. Police the same night I was threatened with. I can imagine. That sounds horrifying. And again, please, no one feel obligated to stick around if you need to take a break or if this is too triggering. Please, I don't want anybody to be, you know, in a bad mental place. These are important things to talk about, obviously, but only, just look after yourselves. It's Christy, Stacy, Mary Ann, and Mallory who did it. Oh God. Yeah, I'm so sorry you went through that. That absolutely sucks. People have the ability to do anything, and a lot of them are just like, gonna be the worst I could possibly be, and that sucks. Course, mommy and poppy come running down the stairs to see if I'm all right, and I start crying all over again. I expect them to get angry or worked up, but they don't. They just hold me and comfort me. Poppy starts asking about the girls, what they looked like, etc. I try to answer, but I get about as far as the part where they called me names, and I start to break down. He just backs off, holding me and saying he's glad I'm home. You use good sense, he says. The worst thing would have been to try to fight back. You're here, mommy says. You're safe. You're still you. And we love you, Poppy adds. I sob, and all I can think is I did try to fight back. I could have gotten myself hurt. Am I crazy? No. No. I'm glad you kicked that one in the crotch. Okay, sorry, end book. I have to stop. My fingers are cramped and my head hurts. Maybe I'll go back to bed. I actually fall asleep for a few seconds, but I dream about the girls again. They're moving their faces blurry. I'm trying desperately to focus. Oof. Oof, that's scary. And just as I make them out, they change and they're changing into like monster faces. I wake up with my heart pounding. It's 9:30. I've been asleep a few minutes. It feels like a whole day has gone by. I go to the kitchen feeling spooked. Isabel is eating cereal and reading a magazine. I say hi, but it comes out as a grunt. You look awful. She puts down her magazine and frowns at me. You didn't sleep well, did you? I shake my head. You really should have called the police, maybe. If it were me, I'd be at the station house all night if I had to. Then, when they caught those animals, I'd march over to their houses and spit in their faces. Right. I ignore her. I look in the cupboards, but nothing interests me. Now, Poppy's shuffling into the kitchen in his PJs and robe. Hey, who wants fajitas? He calls out. I already ate, Isabel says. No thanks, I say. Poppy pats my shoulder and asks me if I'm okay. I say yes, but I don't fool him. Sit, he says. Relax. These will be so good you won't be able to resist. I try to have an appetite. I tell myself how much I love Poppy's fajitas, and he really does them up. He's throwing in green peppers and cheese and spices, dancing and singing. But my stomach, oh gosh, sorry, that was loud. But my stomach is like a tight fist. Thinking about food, I feel nauseated. I get up from the table just as mommy comes down to the kitchen. She tells me that Ducky and Maggie both called while I was out last night. She apologizes for not mentioning it. Under the circumstances, I totally understand. I want to call them, but I can't. Maybe later. I also would not want to eat or talk to people. Talking about stuff gives you power over the situation as opposed to letting it run your run your life because someone can't talk about it. I agree. I totally feel that way too. Ooh, the sizzling. I feel like I can smell like when she said like the green peppers and the cheese, I was like, ooh, I feel like I can smell it. 7:01 p.m. Still haven't called, can't move, feeling really tired, didn't do much today except go shopping with Isabel. I didn't want to go, didn't want to leave the house. I am so totally not excited about this party now. I don't know why. Anyway, Isabel and I go to Leo's and order food for the party. After we're done outside the store, Isabel suddenly grabs my arm. She's looking at a girl across the street. She says, "Is that one of them?" My heart starts pounding. Literally, I can feel my shirt moving. I can't tell if the girl is one of my attackers. She might be. I kind of stutter and say, "I don't know," and the girl's already halfway down the block. Isabel seems impatient. "You can't be scared of them. You know, they feed off the fear." Before this, I'm feeling fine, but now as we get into the car, I'm paranoid. I tell you, Amalia, if I had been there with you, um, oh, she's like peeking over the dashboard. Poor thing. Next, we stop off at Winslow Books. Isabel wants this book about party planning. While she's looking, I spot the travel section. There are no books about Western Massachusetts, but plenty about New England. So I pick one up, and as I'm reading, I see. Suddenly, I feel like I'm going to throw up. I go to the bathroom. I'm hanging over the sink, and the nausea is slowly going away. And soon, Isabel's inside looking at me like I'm insane. I tell her why I'm there. Her eyes flare, and she marches out of the bathroom. Ooh, it's going down. Shit's getting real. Oh, great. Possible PTSD. Oh, yeah. Wonderful. All right. Let's see. She goes up to the girl. Huh? Just who do you think you are? Looking at the face, I realize she's not one of the girls at all. She doesn't look a thing like any of them. Isabel? Isabel? This is awful in books. So embarrassing. Why did this have to happen now? Why did this have to happen at all? I have to study. Maybe tomorrow I'll feel better. Oof. Saturday night. No, Saturday morning. Whatever. It's late. Can't sleep again. Every time I feel myself drifting off, I go zing. Oh, guess who's fast asleep on my floor right now? Oh. How, you may be wondering, did this happen? That Maggie? I can't tell from her drawings who's supposed to be who. She phones around 8 p.m. She asks why I haven't returned her calls. I remind her she's only called once. She replies, "Isn't that enough?" She's in a foul mood. She launches into a speech about how much she hates the movie business. Why? Because Tyler's going away on location for 3 weeks to replace another actor who backed out of a movie. Turns out he knew he might have to do this, but he didn't mention it to Maggie until last night over the phone. She feels totally betrayed. So what does she do? Hangs up on him and yells at her dad. Naturally, he yells back. Then she tells him he doesn't understand and she storms away. Life at the Blooms. Anyway, she's mad at the world and she wants to come over here. Sure, I say. And how was your date? Finally asks. I got beaten up, I reply. Long silence. You what? I go through the whole story. I hear her muttering, "Oh my God," every few seconds. I'm exhausted when I finish. I'm crying. She's crying too. She says she'll be right over. Right over means an hour later in Ducky's car with Sunny. Yes, she's called and told them everything. Dawn knows too, but she wasn't home. It's better that Dawn's not there. She can't help anybody. Isabel is going to murder someone in broad daylight. Yep. They're going to pound. Ow, town. I swear to God, I thought at first it said Pound Town, and I was like, I don't think that means what you think it means. Never mind. My brain, my mistake. I found DNA. Where was I? Maggie has flowers, Sunny has ice cream, Ducky has a CD. I feel like it's my birthday. Sunny and Ducky want to hear what happened, so I tell them. Maggie holds my hand. She says it's good to talk these things out. It makes you feel better. Fat chance. It feels just as horrible the third time as it did the first, but I guess it's nice not to have friends around. At least when you cry, It's nice to have friends around. At least when you cry, you're not the only one. Oh, take them down to Flavor Town. Eventually, Ducky manages to change the subject. He has an update on the Dawn party. I really hope they actually manage to find at least one of these people. I want somebody's shins to get kicked in, at the very, very least. Friday in school, Sunny started stressing over the bowling party. She says it's because she's never bowled. Ducky says she's worried about her nails, so they were talking about it in the school hallway hidden away near the custodial office. You roll it gently like this, he says. Like this? Oh, he's trying to teach her about bowling basics. Copy, Rex. What are you guys doing? Dawn says. It's a new dance. Right. Looked like you were bowling. I hate bowling. And then they look at each other like, fuck. Of course, Dawn hates bowling. Dawn hates everything that's good in this world. So there's a new plan, an ocean dinner cruise. Don't know how we're going to pull this off. Sunny's idea, of course. Okay, end book. I'm feeling a little better. It's 2:17. Time to sign off and try to sleep. Wish me luck. Sunday, 6/6, 8:10 a.m. Did it, more or less. Bad dreams again. Don't want to write about them. Maggie's still asleep, hasn't moved. 12:35. When Maggie finally wakes up this morning, she's alert and cheery. I'm a dish rag. We eat breakfast, well, she does. We try to study, well, she does. I can't concentrate at all, too tired to focus, too wired to sleep. She keeps asking if I'm okay, if I'm still thinking about the incident. That's what she calls it. I can't bear to talk about it. I change the subject and ask about Tyler. Her face tightens. She's still mad at him. For many reasons, I hear all of them. Soon, Dawn comes over. She brings me a big white floppy hat, some homemade pie, and photos of Gracie. I feel like someone recovering from some illness in a hospital. Dawn, you don't even know how to, like, cheer somebody up correctly. No, keep the bowling. Make sure Dawn is miserable. That is the most passive aggressive and funny thing to do, is to throw somebody that you hate a party where it's specifically an activity that they don't like. Like my brother and I always joke, if you're at an amusement park with somebody and they piss you off, what you do is you go and you win them one of the big stuffed animals and you give it to them and you say, I won this for you, because then they have to carry it around all day and they can't put it down because then they'll feel bad. Ooh, it's already almost 10 o'clock. Oh my goodness. Getting close to the end of the book. The good thing, the saving grace about Amalia's books is she does so much drawing, doodling, sketching, whatever you want to call it. She draws all these like comic book style panels that the word count. I haven't like looked up the word counts of all these books, but I'm sure Amalia's are less because she doesn't enjoy writing. She much prefers the drawing. So it's very Diary of a Wimpy Kid sometimes, you know? Someone forced character development onto Dawn. Barely. She's like, I'm sorry you went through a hate crime. Here's a fucking hat, I guess. Of course, she needs to hear everything this time. It's not so easy to change topics. She's sympathetic. I'm just pathetic. I try to be a good friend. I try to let her cheer me up, but I feel nothing. Around noon, Reg picks up Maggie, takes Dawn to alone again, back to the book. 7:30 p.m. The mice are attacking in book. At least that's what it sounds like. Oh boy. While Mommy and Poppy are at a church meeting, Isabel's trying to do a high-speed cassette dub. The best hits of Tito Puente, Cecilia Cruz, and all the good old stuff that the relatives like. Tomorrow after school, we're shopping for party goods, then we'll hide them at Simon's. I should be so excited about this party. I'm not. What will the neighbors think? What are we doing, N book? This party a good idea here in Palo City? Why are we asking people we love to come to a place like this, a place where you can't even stand on a public sidewalk without being assaulted? I've learned something, Endbook. I've learned I'm a fool. I trusted too much. I let myself be a target. I didn't realize that people will hate you for no good reason, and you can't control it. It doesn't matter who you are, how you dress, what you sound like, what's in your brain. It's how you look, period. And if you run into people whose minds work that way, ain't nothing you can do. So my question to you today, Endbook, is how many of them are in Palo City? Is it 5%, 20%, 75%? They all voted for Donald Trump. Are those girls the only ones, the only racist in Palo City? No, because Donald Trump did get elected, so there have to be more racists somewhere. I know there's like other complex issues that go into the whole clusterfuck of 2016, but you know what I mean. They had to get their attitudes from somewhere. Parents, brothers, sisters, friends, anti Latino sites on the web, whatever. It took me a while to realize how bad it is, but now I know it can happen anywhere, anytime. How long will it take for it to happen to Abuela Aurora? Aww. Or Hector or Christina? Maybe while they're walking through the airport, maybe on a Sunday morning when Abuela takes her traditional walk to the bakery for fresh rolls. I have this creepy feeling, Endbook, that we should cancel. 9:17. All right. Nguyen, Asami, Jose, Kareem, Asif, Luis, um, Benazir. Do you know who these people are, Endbook? They are characters in the Math World Problems. Now, I never really noticed these names before, but today I do, and I think, the writers are really trying to make people of color feel included. People of color. Those are the exact words that pop into my head. And here's what I realized that is the world's stupidest expression. What does it mean anyway? What color compared to whom? Who isn't of color? Everyone I know is brown, tan, pink, yellow, olive, beige. Okay, Endbook, you're not of color. Your pages are white. And that, dear notebook, is the real answer. Of color means not white. Think about it. It means we Latinos are defined by what we're not. But who is white? Those girls at the theater, they're white, at least in their own minds. This obviously means a lot to them. Of color to them translates as different, which I guess is a short jump from bad and threatening. But this is what I just don't get. Threatening to what? Who could be threatened by me? Correct me if I'm wrong, Endbook, but I was born in America, right? And that makes me an American citizen, which means I can go to their schools, shop at their stores, see their movies, stay on their sidewalks without fear of being attacked for the way I look. My schools, my stores, my sidewalks, they're mine too. The truth is, if Maggie had been standing in front of the theater the other night, those girls would have passed right by. This is what Maggie can't understand. I mean, really understand in her soul. Or Dawn, or Sunny, or Brendan, or Cece, or Marina, maybe Ducky a little bit. The boys make fun of him for being different, but that's just because of his mannerisms and the way he dresses and the fact that he hates sports. Well, Ducky also gets made fun of for who he is, but it's not racism per se. I experienced a hate crime and all I got was this shirt. Jesus Christ. Yes, we are reading another chapter of the fanfic tomorrow. Going away party is to freeing themselves from Dawn. Celebrating Dawn, right? This is a very interesting conversation for this character to be having, considering that this is 2000, right? So anybody that's like, "Oh, it was a different time back then." No, people were having these conversations. People just weren't listening as much. Um Now I think this also somehow lends to Ellery's theory about this originally being a ducky thing that they switched at the last second. Now, I love Maggie. She knows it too. Otherwise, she wouldn't be over here so often. She feels the warmth and closeness in our family. She wishes she were in our family, and she is, in a way, but she could never know what it is like to be a Vargas. She has something none of us have. She is wealthy, she is white, and what happened to me will never, ever happen to her in her life. End book. I can't believe I just wrote that. It's true. White people, we can only listen. We can never truly understand what it's like to not be white in America. Hi, Laser. I'm all right. We're just having a very intense discussion because, of course, we are, because it's California Diaries Day. At least next week, we will. Oh gosh, we'll have to start picking out something really fun for Thursday since we've suffered for a while now. Hi, Bernie. How's the book? We're dealing with blatant racism in the book. Is that the A and W and the employees have like a whole argument about my burger and I'm so embarrassed. Excuse me, I'm so sorry, Milo. That's super tough. Don't be free. You're destroying America. America. It's okay, Laser. You can always go back and catch up on what you missed if you want to hear the story. Warning, it's rough. We're dealing with racism in this book. The one traumatizing thing that we haven't covered yet in this series. Again, it's a very important thing to talk about. I just had no idea this is what we were doing, and now I'm just like, is everybody in chat okay? Do you need a snack? Do you need a virtual hug? I'm sorry. Midnight. Yes, I can. It's the truth. Monday, 6/7, science. So tired. Just read over the last two entries. They give me a queasy feeling, but I can't think about it now. Have to learn about the Krebs cycle. End book, I wish there were no such thing as the Krebs cycle. It looks like this. Oh god. Oh boy. Oof. This is a lot. I'm just gonna hold this up for a second because it's too much for my brain to translate. The American Girl historical doll books on Thursdays. I'm sure nothing traumatizing happens in there, but I do have I do have some American Girl doll historical books, including one I think it's a Molly mystery book. So that might be fun. She's Native American. One who belong. Yeah, it's like these damn white people in a country that isn't ours because it is stolen land. And these people have the nerve to be like, America's for Americans. Popping in to say, take care, everybody. Hi, Paulo. And I wish I had A&W root beer. It's so damn good. I haven't had, have I ever? I've surely had A&W root beer before. It's just been a long time. I drank root beer for the first time in like probably 8 years, like last week, and it wasn't A&W. Lunch. Sorry, End book. Ms. DePhillips caught me. She says, "Oh, have you discovered some hidden depths to the Krebs cycle?" I say, "No comprehendo inglés." Just kidding about that last part. Oh, Amalia. Study hall. What is with Brendan? He's in homeroom. He looks at me, nods, but he splits at the sound of the bell. Okay, fine. I figure he has something important to do, which is too bad. After class, Cece wants to know what happened on the date. As I'm telling her, I feel I could use some moral support. Then at lunch, I see Brendan sitting in another table, clear across the room. I look at him. He looks back. Then his eyes dart away. I don't get it. Oh. Okay, Vargas, calm down. It's the last week of school. Maybe Brendan just wants to be with his friends before heading off to East Neptune for the summer. Or maybe he has realized for the first time that I'm Latina. Maybe they don't have Mexicans where he grew up in New Jersey. Oh. Me, it's a bottle of poison tipped over. Remind me not to talk, End book. Remind me I shouldn't open my big mouth to anyone until finals are over. I can't believe myself after school today. Oh, we've got a lot going on. Like, is this their family or not? Right? It's like, shut the fuck up. Oh, go back to your. It's like, well, none of it. Look, unless you're Native American, none of us are from this country. Kyle, we get it. You're a fan of Ron DeSantis. Kyle. Let's go home. Not today, Maggie. I really have to study in my own room. That's okay. I'll stay in the den if you want. That's when I realized she means my house. Her house has a media room and the rec room, not a den. Well, maybe not today. Are we walking or is Isabel here? He called me today at 7:30. Can you believe that? And Zeke answers. He invites Tyler over. He tells Tyler, I miss him and I think about him all the time and I have to take the phone and I have his hand. Tyler's laughing like crazy. And actually, Maggie, I just want to go to my house by myself. They're all in their own worlds. Dad and Mom and Zeke, even Pilar. She asks, she's auditioning for this soap where she has to play a maid, which is what she is, but they want her to speak with more of an accent. Can you believe it? I know you can identify with this stupidity, so she's going around saying everything in character, but she sounds like German or something. And Maggie, I have to go home alone today. Ah, oh, well, I told Reg he didn't have to pick me up. Well, you shouldn't just assume. Sorry, Amalia, I didn't think you'd mind. Look, I can call him from the house. Maggie, it's my house, okay? It's my family, not yours. I know that. It doesn't seem that way. Also, it seems like you're trying to make it yours. Huff. She walks off. I know I'm a jerk. I'll call her. 9:27 p.m. When I call Zeke, picks up the phone. He says, "Let me see if she wants to speak to you." Not a good sign. Maggie doesn't pick up for a long time. When she finally does, her voice is like this. Hello? Icy. I tell her I'm sorry. I explain that I'm really behind in studying and that I'm still kind of shook about Friday night, yada, yada, yada. When I finish, she says, I'm really not trying to be part of your family. I know you're not, I reply. You can come over to my house if you want. We don't always have to go to yours. Thanks. How about tomorrow? I have to go shopping with Isabel. Long, long silence. Okay, fine. Bye. Now I feel worse. Like I just blew the whole friendship. Like if I hang up now, it's adios, amiga. I need all the friends I can get and book. So I quickly say, no, wait, I'll come over Wednesday. You can coach me on math. You don't have to if you don't want to. Maggie replies. It's okay, I want to. Uh-huh. See you then. She hates me. Tuesday, 6/8. Leave it in a bad mood. Oh, this is in homeroom. We're supposed to be studying. Don't want him to catch me. We'll make this fast. Bad dream last night. Again, woke up at 3 a.m. and couldn't go back to sleep. The scene outside the theater again. Only the girls have changed. They're Maggie and Sunny and Dawn and Cece and Marina. I try to run away, but I'm pushed back from the other side by my dear sister Isabel. She's telling me I shouldn't dare run away. I should face up to them. And I'm up shaking until breakfast. Side note, we've heard so little from Cece that I forgot who Cece really is. Sorry, Cece, I guess. Seeing a video. Oh yeah, protesters telling Native Americans go back to your country. It's like you fucking dumbass. Yeah, Milo's right. It's like racists care about like whiteness because it's like just a big fucking made up purity test, right? There's no logic to it. Going back to Holland, yippee. You mean Arizona? I was born in Arizona. Jesus Christ. Uh, ooh, a chilled keg of root beer. Snowbirds are some stupid people. Oh no. Native American language. My name means heart of the bear, which is interesting. That is interesting. Yeah, I'm not. I see what you mean, Milo. There is no one Native American language. Maybe it's like a specific. Like I don't know. I'm not an expert. Maybe there's a piece of context that I don't have. I fully understand what you mean, though. Like it could have been a specific native language. All right, where was I? There are many, many languages, native languages. Where was I? Um, when I finally staggered downstairs for breakfast, Isabel, English, sorry about that, leave it trouble. I'm innocently writing, and Mr. Leavitt turns around and says, writing fan mail to Short Hills? He calls Brendan Short Hills because that's his hometown and because that's the kind of guy Mr. Leavitt is. Ignore him. Back to Isabel this morning. Number one, she knows I have insomnia. Number two, she knows I've been having nightmares. Number three, she can tell by my face that it's been a hard night. So what does she do? A, offer to make me breakfast and give me a shoulder rub. B, sit down and say with a smile, do you want to talk about it? Or C, shake her head and say, just remember they're laughing right now. They're waking up all fresh and happy and they're saying, what other Latina can we spit on today? You can still call the police, you know. It'll make you feel better. C, of course. I cannot even answer. I turn, go back to my room, get dressed, and leave for school. I don't even say good morning to mommy and poppy. I'm still furious and I'm starving. Study hall. Where am I? End book. Did I take a wrong turn and end up in some parallel dimension where everyone looks exactly like the people I know but with defective personalities? I mean, Isabel, the witch sister, is bad enough, but now it's the un-Brendan. 4 days ago, he's fun and comfortable and funny, just about perfect. Ever since Friday night when I needed him the most, he's a pod person. This is his range of reactions to me. Barely smiling, barely not smiling. I say hi and he gives me this funny look. I walk to classes with him and he hardly says a word. I think he's still my friend. He doesn't run away or yell at me. He doesn't seem mad, but what is he thinking? Is he still feeling bad about Friday night? Does he hate me? What did I do? After school, waiting for Isabel. Am I nuts? Why do I obsess about him? I'm the one I should be obsessing about. Besides, what's the point of getting involved with someone who's about to leave for the whole summer? Figuring that one out. It's not like that's good. Not lice is good. Can't mod what I will leave the stream on. Brendan sounds like Jake. Oh, Animorphs Jake. For a second, I was like, is there a Jake in this series that I'm forgetting about? Oh my god. Yeah, Animorphs Jake. He seems like he just doesn't know how to process his emotions, you know? Wait, hang on. What's happening? I missed something in chat. Wait, let me figure it out. Um, ah, I understand. Um, yeah, maybe. Yeah, yeah, maybe not the best, maybe not the best, I don't even, I don't even know what to say. I hearing the birds really loud. Oh my god. Um, yeah, theme parks are generally not a good place for that. Um, it seems like there is. Oh, ah. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna change the subject. It seems like there is at best very confusing miscommunication going on. And I'm not a person to be weighing in on this particular topic because, you know, I have nothing that I can give to the accuracy of this topic, but yeah, I don't, what it, sorry, I'm at a loss for words for a second. Yeah. Homer into the bushes. Yeah, yeah. I'm just reading my book. I have not read Firefly Lane. Go to bed. Good night, Texas. Yeah, moving on. Moving on. Homer into the bushes, and then moving on. Um, okay, so I was here. Okay. A word from your sponsor. Planning a surprise party. Want the world to know about it? Call 1-800 Ducky is an idiot. Don't you dare be mean to my son. Yours foolishly, Ducky McCrae. Oh, this is Ducky writing. Oh, this is Ducky writing about himself. That makes it worse somehow. Sorry about that end book. Don't worry, we're alone again. Isabel's late. First, an explanation for from above. For above, roll the time back to sixth period today. Ducky's late for gym, as usual, gossiping with Dawn and Sunny too long. He races through the hallway, but some Cro-Mag knocks him down, accidentally on purpose. His books spill all over the place. Sunny and Dawn rush over to help. Hey, what's this? For oh my gosh, what does this say? For sale, does it say? Party cruises at reasonable prices. And they're like, ah! Anyway, they both corner me right after science and tell me what happened. I tell them I shouldn't go ahead and have the I should go they should go ahead and have the cruise anyway. It has to be a total surprise. Nope, not acceptable. Any ideas? But it will be. She won't have the slightest idea if the cruise was meant for her. Nope, not acceptable. Any ideas? I tell them no, not yet. We say goodbye. But here's the weird thing, N book. Here's the thing that makes me think I am seriously disturbed. As I am leaving, I'm starting to cry. I'm feeling jealous. Maybe it's just my weird frame of mind. Maybe it's because my relationships are falling apart all around me. Maybe it's because those two make such a cute couple. I mean, they're perfect together. Sunny, tough. Ducky, good natured. Sunny, insecure. Ducky, level headed. Sunny, nice underneath. Ducky, nice above. Nice underneath it all is Sunny. Nice above it all is Ducky. Fun to be with Sunny and Ducky. Fun to be with. Sunny dealing with mom's death, Ducky dealing with Alex's unaliving attempt. So okay, so what? Why feel jealous? Because they have what it takes and book not Brendan and me because I'm thinking maybe he finally woke up and saw how different we are. If you knew what I mean. Oh god, listen to me. Where is Isabel? Um Oh, Patrick, that's really cool. That's a really good piece of information. Or piece of good news. Why did I say my brain is melting, you guys? I'm so sorry. That is a very, very cool thing. Look at the kitties. They're in their little yellow cat house. Um Oh god, listen to me. Where is Isabel? In the car now, going home. How was shopping? Can barely hold my pen. Wednesday, 6-9, lunch, foul mood, nothing good to say, nothing to say at all. 6:11 p.m. Enough. Maggie Bloom is history. Um I give her the benefit of the doubt. I help her. I take her seriously. Oh no, we just got through the Dawn and Sunny drama. Now we're having Amalia and Maggie drama. I take her seriously. Through all her problems, what does she do for me? What does she think I am? Chill, Amalia. Slow down. Okay, Nbook. You want to know what happened? Here's what happened. We're in Maggie's room studying. The great and powerful Hayden Bloom is actually home. Well, sort of. His ear is grafted to a cell phone. So he's running around the house giving orders to people who aren't there. Next thing you know, he's knocking on Maggie's door. He peeks in, just wants to say hi, and then go wash the teddy bear pugs away. hang on. Oh, kittens. Hang on, guys. Sorry. 1 second. Had to check something. Let's go back to kittens. Kittens are good. I'm getting too far away from the microphone. Still getting used to the new microphone, but here we are. Okay. Hi, girls. Hi. Studying for finals? Yeah. Did you practice piano? Nope. Make a decision. Make a decision music camp? Yep, I'm not going. Good. Um, good. How about you, Amalia? Any summer plans? Not yet. Great. Hope you girls like to work on a featured film or how do you girls like to work on a featured film or a beach? Wow. Dad, probably 6 to 7 weeks. Help the actors remember their lines, make a few phone calls, assist on set. Easy work, pretty good pay, great work experience. Twist my arm. I can ask my mom and no thanks, Dad. Hey, give it a thought. Can you get some college kids, Dad? People who are serious about the business. You guys would be together. You'd have the time of your lives. Talk to her, Amalia. I mean, it's PA work, which sounds like it could be a good experience if that's what you want to do, but they're also 13 going on 14. I've never seen a 14-year-old or a 13-year-old PA. Lice when I was in grade 9 and I almost died of Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's see. Talk to her, Amalia. Can you believe that? Why not, Maggie? I don't have anything else to do. Don't you get it? Don't you see what he's doing? He's using you. He knows I don't want that stupid job, so he's trying to manipulate you. He thinks if you agree to it, I'll change my mind. Come on, Maggie, aren't you a little what? Well, harsh? Harsh? Are you calling me harsh? No. Well, yes. I mean, I don't feel manipulated. Of course you don't. That's the point, Amalia. You just don't understand. You never did and you never will. Oh, is that the point? Well, guess what, Maggie? There's a lot you don't understand either. Like what? Like me completely. Like the fact that you're not the only person in the world with problems. Fine. Fine. Oof. Oof. Those are just about the last words we say to each other, end book. And as far as 9:30 p.m. Oh, end book. My head is reeling. I think I'm losing it. Maybe I did lose it already. First of all, about the last entry, it was Isabel who rudely interrupted me. It's another panel. You know, writing about it isn't going to make it go away. Stop it. Just stop. I can't. Can I suggest this happened to me, Isabel? I'm the one who has to live with it. I don't need you telling me what to do all the time. I don't need you to be angry for me. Just leave me alone. Sorry, Amalia. I guess I just don't want you to go through what I did. Ooh. Question marks? Oh. Okay, we're gonna take a break for a second before Isabel's story, because drag her, Amalia. Well, now things just got interesting in a very sad way. All 13-year-olds act like they're the only one in the world with problems. Yeah, that's part of being 13. Like I'm sinking into the floor. Okay. How's everybody doing? Taking a break for a second to get a drink. Mm. I know that reading I don't usually steer towards reading or covering really serious topic um content, but this series we're also invested in it and it's just like it's been such a like a an experience for the community as a whole, and I feel like it's really important to have conversations. It's really important to talk about things like this. And again, I think Anna Martin, from my perspective, and I'm not an expert, but I think she does a pretty all right job of like giving kids relatable characters that go through some real life shit. And I know that can be really hard. And again, if anybody needs to step away, that's totally, totally fine. I totally understand, obviously. But thank you guys for being here and being willing to, support each other. Um, Daniel is threatening to break up a. Oh gosh, Chad. Yeah, it seems to me, from what I saw, and I still missed a couple of those messages. But it seems like there was couple reasons. It seems like there was um a mishap that everybody has moments where we say things that are come from a place of just not knowing. And that doesn't mean that you meant any intent, and that doesn't mean I left for 5 minutes. I'm having a big sister chat with chat for a second, and then hopefully we can get back to the book because I think the book is going to throw another curveball at us, and I feel like we just need to address this. Um, we all have moments where we say things that come from a place of not being educated. It doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It just means that it's a learning experience, right? We've all been there. We've all said things where like I know I have where it's like you say something and you're like, oh, I feel like I don't know things and I now need to go learn some things. And it's just, it just is what it is. Um, but yes, no one I hasten to say that no one well, I just got on here to read a book. I'm just like, what has happened? What is happening tonight? Tonight is a night. Um use it as a learning experience. And that's all that can be done. I mean, we just have to do our best to educate ourselves and keep our spaces as safe as we can for each other and keep striving to educate ourselves so that we can be, you know, um, you know, um, people that can create those safe spaces if that makes any sense. Um, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert on this situation at all. Um, but yeah, that's just my advice. Um, with that, I'm getting back into the book, and I think we're about to get a very, very sad, if not angering, moment from Isabel's past. So, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna fluff the aura. Back to reading. what she went through. She never went through anything. I'm thinking at least she never told me. So I asked her, "What's the matter?" "Remember my birthday party last year in San Diego?" she says. "How could I forget? She and her friends went out to a dance, and when she came home, she wouldn't talk to us. She went right to her room and slammed the door. I thought she was just being snotty or she was upset about leaving her boyfriend, Greg, to move here. It's more than that." We have a very, very big pan. My friends wanted to take me to the dive, but I didn't want to go there. I mean, it was my last birthday in San Diego. I wanted to go to Club Mazatlan. Um, wait, I can't read. I can't read. There's no spaces. Club Mazatla. Um, Santos Rosas was playing that night, and I knew everyone would have a great time. Most of my friends had never been there, just Luisa. She and I taught everyone how to dance salsa music. We couldn't stop dancing even afterward when we went to the cafe for dessert. We were hyper. Lots of our most Lots of our friends from school were there. Most of the customers were laughing and clapping along. Even the owner was. Some friends of Greg's from school were there. They were sitting at a table at the back when I went to the restroom. Greg visited them. When I came over, I heard them um looks like they're saying offensive things about the music. Wait, I'm so lost. Hang on. Oh, 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 oh. So the friend says to the boyfriend, "What's the matter? Are you on vacation from white girls?" Until Isabel moves, the boyfriend says, and then Amalia says to Isabel, "That's awful. What did you do?" I walked right through the cafes. I walked right through the cafe, left, and didn't stop walking until I reached home. Aw. You didn't tell them off? No. Did you call them the next day? Greg called, but I wouldn't speak to him. So you never resolved it? No. And it's been bothering me ever since. Poor Isabel. Everyone is welcome here. No one hates anyone, but if someone is sus, something is sus, be prepared to have people's voice have sorry, my brain does not want to read right now. Have people voice their thoughts. That's a good way to put it. We welcome everyone here. Um and sometimes we call each other out on stuff, and that's just to, keep each other in check because, I you don't want in the situation of saying something that's just, you know, um not meant to be offensive. You don't, it's good. It's awkward, but it's a good like you have to like we have to call each other out when, we're worried about keeping the space safe for everybody. That's just what we're doing. And so yes, Daniel said it perfectly. I can't add anything to that. Daniel said it great. I'm going to leave it at that. Um Wait, did I miss something, Texas? I have no idea. Let chat be cleansed of BS and bad vibes. Yes. Holy Spirit, activate. The who? What? I know, Milo, I'm like, what happened? Rocket do death cartwheels today. All I'm thinking about is Rocket the raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy, and I'm just like, not Rocket. Changing the subject. The important thing is that the call out is from a place of protectiveness of others, not meanness for you. Yes, that's what it is. It's not anybody being angry. It's just, you know, we try to keep the space as safe as we can, so that's just part of it. But yes, it doesn't come from a place of meanness. SpaceX rocket. Oh no, that sounds like. Wait, there's nobody on the rocket, right? It was not a manned rocket. I say very hopefully. Um, right. Okay. In that case, if it's just a rocket and SpaceX just took an L, that's funny. As long as no one got injured. End book. This is so. I saw a SpaceX rocket like IRL in the sky once when I was visiting California a few years ago. Unmanned. Thought it was a UFO until I Googled. Oh, been like the aliens take us with you. Oh, good. A loss for Elon is a great day. A loss for Elon is always modern art, chef's kiss. An L for Elon is a W for the rest of humanity. Mm. Our house was miles from Club Mazatlan. She never told us she walked. She never told us a thing. Isabel, I say, you should have said something. My sister's eyes are moist. I wish I could go back. If I could do it all over again, I would have made a scene right in the cafe. I would have given them a piece of my mind. I dream about the night all the time. I replay it over and over. Now, do you see why I'm bugging you? It's bad enough to live through something like that, but it was even worse to see my little sister go through the same thing. I just don't want you to suffer the way I did, Amalia. That always sucks where it's like thinking about an issue in theory, you like know what you want to do, but when you're put in that situation, it's always hard on the spot to like make the same choices. That's hard. Turning off and for no reason. Headphones. It is an L because it didn't blow. I guess that they do have that going for them. I want to mainly focus on the little Arthur books. I'm willing to cover at least one Arthur chapter book. I think the one that I have is an Arthur chapter book. I'll have to go find it. I'm not exactly sure where I put it. Oh my goodness. So that's it, N book. That's why she's been so impossible. She thinks she's protecting me. Isabel, I say, what happened to me was different in a way, but those girls won, Amalia. They just walked away without paying a price. That's the way those kids at the cafe won. They didn't win anything. Someday they will pay. What's good will that do us? Isabel, it's over. It happened. Okay, maybe you could have done something different. Maybe you're not perfect. um why stay so angry? That's exactly what they would have wanted. It's like you're letting them win because they destroyed a piece of me right in front of my friends. They took away my dignity, same as those girls did to you. It's too late for me to do anything, but you can fight back. Your dignity is inside you, Isabel. You still have it, no matter what those jerks said. I don't really believe that. Isabel snaps, getting up from the bed. Do you? Do I, end book? Christ. I relate a lot to wanting to protect my little sister. I think all of us big sisters can relate to just wanting to uh punch a bitch that has anything bad to say about our younger siblings. Made myself suffer. I put too much barbecue rub on my asparagus. Oh no. That sounds so good, but it sounds also painful. And this is why older siblings want to help protect their younger, well, most of them. Yeah. Yep. Not too spicy, just too much dry powder per bite. Ooh. I say nothing to Isabel as she leaves because I don't know. Sleep time, right? Right. Amalia's dilemma seen by Isabel. Dignity. Blowing up a balloon. What is wrong with this picture? I see it, N book. It's clear now. Yeah, those girls were awful. They took a part of me, turned it inside out, and then left without looking back, and I let them go. But what exactly did they take with them? Not Amalia. I'm still here, still the same girl. They took their hate, and it's still inside them. It's curdling and rotting away, always hungry, always needing to be fed. Okay, they got away with it this time. But that kind of hunger is never satisfied. It'll act up again, and someday they'll pay for it. I don't need to hate them back. I don't need to feel bitter either or sorry for myself. Those feelings curdle in your insides too. I know what you're thinking, End Book. Don't be stupid. Don't turn your back to trouble. I am wiser now. My eyes are wide open. I will sense danger better. I promise. But I can't stop living. I can't stop being me. Good for you, Amalia. Damn, Amalia, that's deep for 13. Yep. Amalia, all of these kids are going, well, not Dawn. All of the kids except for Dawn are way beyond their years because they're dealing with shit that they should not be having to deal with at this young age. Mm. Comfort shows. I need to do some Arthur videos. I've never done Arthur videos. Oh, good. I'm seeing an aura like I do right before I get a migraine. That's wonderful. Let's try to finish up this book where Isabel needs a hug and therapy. Yeah, don't we all? But yeah, that's fucked up what happened to Isabel. What I told Isabel was right, N book. I have my dignity. No one can touch it. I am not a balloon, dear sister. My holes heal. Oh, I like that. Thursday morning, 6:10 before school. Amalia's dream. She's got all this stuff weighing on her. All these people looking at her, and then they push her down and everything goes everywhere and she's on the ground. And then she gets back up and she just holds it all back up again anyway, like a badass. Homeroom. It's over, End book. It really is. I feel it. Those horrible girls are gone. They're not floating around in my brain anymore, laughing at me like evil spirits. It was Isabel who got me through this. Really, I mean, not the way she thought she would, not by badgering me, by opening up finally and making me see the answer myself. I guess I helped her as much as she helped me. That's what sisters are for, huh, End book? So this morning, I feel like a human again. Sunny tells me we're going to kidnap Dawn to the beach on Friday after finals, exactly the way Sunny wanted it in the first place, and I actually feel excited about this. I have my life again, which is great. The life that I have, unfortunately, is a disaster. Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the cast of Dawson's Creek. The current boyfriend Amalia was with was named Brendan. I'm still pulling for them because Brendan was cute. He was sweet. I just hope that this is a situation where he wants to be there for her, but he just doesn't know how, you know? Yeah, kidnap Dawn to the beach, throw her in the ocean. I would have taken issue with the way that they phrase that, but after everything has Dawn has put them through, I can't really bring myself to care. I haven't tried one of these peanut butter cookies. These definitely not Nutter Butters because they're round. Dunk them in the. Philo, you're 2 degrees of separation from the dad of Dawson's Creek? That's awesome. They taste like Nutter Butters, but they're round. A Mormon lady I know knows them. Nice. All right. Forget about Brendan. I can barely remember what his face looks like. Oh, that's not a good sign. For Brendan, I mean. Amalia doesn't need a man for shit. Yeah. So good. They were like the chewy Chips Ahoy. Ooh. I had Chips Ahoy in forever. Much prefer chewy cookies. I like my cookies to be kind of gooey. Um, Oreos are a little bit different. Like these are different because they've got filling in the middle, so I consider that to be the gooey factor. Um, but like I don't like real crisp cookies. Like I mean, I'll take any cookie that isn't a raisin oatmeal raisin cookie, but you know what I mean. Um, yeah, that 6 degrees is very true. Within 2 to 4 degrees of multiple celebrities. Yeah, I think everyone is. It's funny how small world the world can feel sometimes. Um, but I know every color. Wait, I know every contour of his back. I've seen much more of it than I'd like this week. His brain is probably halfway to Massachusetts already. I want to talk to him. Halfway to Massachusetts feels like the name of like an early 2000s like alternative rock album. I want to talk to him, End Book, but I don't know what to say. Why is he so silent? I wish I knew how he felt about me. I wish I knew how I felt about him. Maggie, I'll be lucky if I get the evil eye from her. I may have really blown it with her. Time for Project Rescue Me. Okay, Amalia, it's up to you, girl. If you want him, go get him. All right. This is her with the lasso. She is Cowgirl Amalia. Twirl. And I think that's supposed to be Brendan and Maggie. English. After H room, I'm talking to Cece in the hallway when Brendan comes up to me. Cece gives me a look and shoots away. Brendan hands me 3 pages neatly folded. I unfold them and see they're computer printed in this tiny font, and they begin with Dear Amalia. I say, What's this? Like I'm supposed to read the whole thing right there? It would take me until lunch. He fidgets and shrugs and says it's an apology for leaving me outside the theater, for not being there when those girls came for letting me get beaten up. He typed a 3 page apology. I feel like Brendan's a Virgo. And I don't mean that in a bad way to all the Virgos. It just feels this is very like organized energy. Liked 10 Things I Hate About You. I mean, it's 90s camp cringe, or not camp, but just kind of cringe, but it's always been a fun movie to me, I guess, but you know, maybe my taste is just bad. I also loved Heath Ledger very, very much. LOL, I'm a hater. It's one of those movies that's just it's just one of those movies that I can just kind of put on and be like I really hate Taming of the Shrew. Fair. Heath Ledger was the perfect Joker. He's mad at himself, embarrassed too for being so helpless that night. That's why he hasn't been talking to me. I can't believe what I'm hearing. All this time wasted in this worrying because of this, because he blames himself for something that has nothing to do with him. And if he could have made it all right, as if he could have made it all right, as if what those girls did, what their bigotry and stupidity was somehow his responsibility. All I can think is what a waste. I mean, we have so little time before he leaves for camp. I should be furious at him. But you know what? I'm not. I know he means well and I know he cares about me in his own weird way. So I say, "Brendan, it's not your fault." But I was taking you out. He replies, "I should have taken care of you. Now it's too late. The damage is done." Damage. Amalia's dilemma as seen by Brendan. Him as a superhero, her sobbing on the ground, the girls sneaking away into the night outside the movie theater. "Brendan, you are not my guardian," I blurt out. "Look, I know how bad you feel, but I was the one who refused to come into the theater. I chose to stay outside. Remember? The usher asked me if I wanted to go in. I should have insisted, and I would have said no to you. Too. I didn't have to say yes. I'm my own person." Brendan nods. I guess I'm just concerned about you, that's all. His face is turning red. He's so uncomfortable. Not me. I'm not uncomfortable at all now. Just curious. How concerned? I ask. He stops fidgeting. I see the deep green of his eyes for the first time in a long while. "What do you mean?" he asks back. "You're going away. Are we supposed to miss each other?" Brendan smiles, something else I haven't seen in a while. "Well, yeah," he says. "So we're..." The bell rings. Brendan goes nowhere, and neither do I. We're just looking at each other, all alone in the hallway, and I could stay there all day and night. I'm thinking about plane flights to Massachusetts and composing letters to send beforehand to a day, and those green eyes are taking me in, that beautiful green. They're answering my question, making me smile, and even though he was kind of a jerk to me, I realize he really wasn't. He was confused, so was I. We're even. "I guess we are," Brendan says. "Yeah." He takes my hand. We fly down the hallway together to first period. Aw. And then there's a little this drawing with them and the hearts. It's cute. 5:21. I see Maggie in the library during study hall. She's writing like crazy in her spiral notebook. She doesn't even see me sit at her table. "Hi," I say. She practically jumps out of her seat. She smacks shut the notebook, glares at me, and grunts something that resembles a hello. "Writing a song?" I ask. She nods. Then she picks up the book and calmly walks to another part of the library, a single chair with a desk attached. I don't push it. I see her again later after school. I follow her outside and ask if we can talk. "Sure, in the car." She walks to the limo. As usual, it's parked around the corner, not in front of the school where the other kids might see it. Reg is holding open the door, but instead of getting in, Maggie reaches into the bar and pulls out 2 bottles of liquor. Reg and I are watching her with our jaws open as she walks to the corner. She dumps them both in a trash can. As she heads back, I see her eyes are moist. Silently, she gets into the limo and I follow. Reg closes the door behind us and races around to the driver's seat. "What?" Maggie asks. She's turned away from me. I almost forget what I was going to say. I'm shocked at what she did, but kind of proud too. I see she's taking a stand, trying to stand. She's trying. I want to compliment her, comfort, or encourage her, but I don't. First things first. "I'm sorry," I tell her, "about what I said." She doesn't move for a long time. Finally, she just shrugs. "Why be sorry?" she said. "You were right. I was being harsh to my dad." I tell her it's none of my business how she treats her dad. She says it's none of her business whether or not I take that summer job. I tell her the job doesn't really matter. She says I shouldn't stop living just because of her. We're apologizing to each other, but it's weird, and Book, it feels like we're arguing. I realize I haven't told her what I really wanted to say. Maggie, I say to her back, I didn't mean that comment about you wanting to be part of my family. Up until now, Maggie's been looking at the window. Now she sits back, she looks at the floor. I don't mean to be a pest. I tell her she's welcome at my house anytime. I admit I've been a total mess, all wrapped up in my own world. I describe my conversation with Isabel and my dream. She looks at me finally, then she pulls a notebook out of her backpack, opens it, and holds it out. It's a poem. The Great Divide. I'm looking for you across the wall that divides us, a fortress of anger that totally hides us, alone in my world, safely apart. The one sound I hear is the best, is the beat of my heart. I send out a shout, but it's lost in a cloud. I'm selfish, I'm sorry, I'm jealous, I'm proud. I'm lonely and hurt. I'm afraid that I blew it. Please let me prove it. I'm a friend. I can do it. Maggie Bloom. I read it. I want to say something, but I can't. No words come out. I'm so moved. It needs work, Maggie says. I'm not finished yet. Like she needs to apologize. I'm a total basket case. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever read, and I realize what an idiot I've been. I've misread Maggie just as badly as I misread Brendan and Isabel. It's great, I say. I love it, Maggie. I love you. That does it. We're both crying now, hugging each other in that back seat. I catch a glimpse of Reg's eyes in the rearview mirror, and they're smiling. Oh. I meant what I said, you know, Maggie finally says about that job. You really should take it. Look, if you want to protect that job for whatever, if you want to protest that job for whatever reason, I will too. I just want to work at the animal shelter. That's all. That's the real reason I don't want the movie job. Not dad. He isn't that awful, you know, especially if he's not your dad. I smile. Honestly, End Book, I think a movie job would be way cool. We sit back and put our arms around each other's shoulders. It feels great, like old times. After a while, I ask Maggie about those liquor bottles she threw out. Excuse me. Mom's drinking has gotten worse, she says softly. I'm tossing away every bottle I find that belongs to the Bloom family. I feel like such a jerk, End Book. Here, I've been so lost in my own problems. I'm not even thinking about hers. I tell her I'm sorry, but it sounds so feeble. Maggie nods and looks at the window again. Dr. Fuente says I need to come to terms with this. She thinks I need to talk to Mom. Haven't you already? Sort of. If I even hint at her drinking, she just denies anything's wrong and yells at me. Then she wobbles away and trips over the couch. Oh no. I don't know if I can really talk to her, Amalia. I don't know if you can afford not to. I would if I were you. I cringe at my own words. I sound like Isabel. You don't have an ED, Maggie says, or a dysfunctional family. But Maggie, they both take a lot of energy. I don't know if I have enough strength left over. I shut my big mouth. I can't solve her problems, End Book, and I sure can't solve her mom's. I can only be me. Me who will listen and suggest and help, but mostly listen. Sometimes that's all people need. It's just somebody to listen, you know? Ah. Oh gosh, sorry about that. I keep doing. I like that, Texas. We can use Taming of the Shrew as a lesson in why we don't vote Republican. And Handmaid's Tale. Yeah. I'm a rom com person for the specific kind of rom com. I don't like sad rom coms. I like rom coms that are just kind of silly, but like not stupid. Like funny rom coms where it's just like, aw, this is a turn off my brain and watch it kind of movie. Okay, see you, Tarfield Owl. I guess there are some things Maggie and I will never understand about each other, and there are some answers we can never give, but that's as it should be, isn't it? It doesn't mean we have to stop being friends. It's true. I get so stressed when I'm just like talking to somebody and like trying to vent about like something bad that happened during the day, and they're like trying to fix like every problem instead of just listening. Sometimes that can really, really make me more anxious. Do like a good movie go boom. I'm not capable of turning my brain off the whole time. I'm thinking things like, no one in real life would ever say that, or worse, if someone in real life did that. Oh yeah, no, I do that too sometimes. Ask anybody in my family or friend circle what it's like watching a movie with me. It's surely very annoying. A well placed damn, that sucks can be more helpful than you know. It really can. It really, really can. Good night, Patrick. No, baby gone. Sunday, 6:13. Hey, N book, remember me? Sorry, I've been busy. When was the last time she wrote? Long entry. Sorry, now I'm curious. How long did she go away from writing? Oh, she just didn't write Friday or Saturday and then wrote again Sunday. That's not that long. Hey, N book, remember me? Sorry, I've been busy. I'm still busy. Just checking in before the slaughter. Finals tomorrow. If I flunk, don't mind the tears. Monday, 6:14. Finals day 1. And it's her being run over by a by like a, yeah, I guess like a bulldozer or like a, one of these. Social studies, math. I love her doodles. They're so cute. Only one final today, English, Thursday, 6:15. Don't ask. So this would be wait. Oh, Tuesday. I thought that's a Thursday. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Monday, 6:14. Thursday, 6:15. Oh, spoke to Ducky. We're set for Friday. Dawn thinks he's picking her up to go shopping for the trip. Instead, we'll drive to the beach where I can contemplate another year of 8th grade. Aw. Wednesday, 6:16. Home. It's over. I'm sweating. Maggie's convinced she aced the math and English. It's a good thing we're friends, otherwise I would have clocked her for saying that. On the positive side, Isabel says all the party supplies are safe and sound at Simon's. His pug, Schweppy, destroyed some of his plastic cutlery. Um, but Simon bought more. Mommy and Poppy don't suspect a thing. Thursday, 6:17 after school, B minus, C plus, B minus in English, C plus in social studies, 85 in science, math 89. Good work. Yay. Looks like she ripped off the corners of all of them. Mommy thinks I'm crazy to rip up my exams. I think I'd be crazy not to. Your permanent notebook and book, and I want to remember this. I'm a genius. What can I tell you? Friday, 6:18, 9:01 p.m. Kidnapped, a tale by Amalia Louise Stevenson. Or Amalia Lewis Stevenson. Sorry. I was like, Louis? I was like, wait. I was like, is Louis her middle name? That's not. Huh. Okay. It's like Robert Louis Stevenson, but it's Amalia. Okay. I'm caught up. My brain melted. Mm, There's gonna be a girl transformer. I didn't know Michael Bay had the capability to make a girl transformer. Oh, it's not a Michael Bay movie. Got you. That makes all the sense in the world now. A powerful girl character in a Michael Bay movie? Impossible. Although the Transformers ride at Universal Studios is pretty fire. I won't lie. Turns out those Transformers movies are way better action rides at a theme park than they are movies. I have the best friends from the guy who made Bumblebee. I never saw Bumblebee, but I heard it was fun. We swing by Dawn's house. We're in our bathing suits with stupid birthday hats and noisemakers. We make a huge racket. She's actually mad when she answers the door. Of course she is. But Ducky wraps her in a beach towel and says, "Take her aboard, mateys." She's screaming and laughing all the way to the beach. And we're singing happy birthday 100 times at the top of our lungs. Sunny has bought Dawn a bathing suit for her birthday, so she changes at the beach. We've prepared a huge picnic which Ducky has put in the trunk, but when he opens the cake he opens it, the cake has fallen over and the icing is melted. That's a total disaster, but no one cares. It's a total disaster, but no one cares. The day flies by, laughter and swimming and volleyball and boy watching and all the good stuff. The beach is swarming with other kids, and you'll never guess what happens. And book, I see one of the girls. No! It's not the one who spat, but it doesn't matter. I still recognize her. She's with a bunch of friends. I don't know if she recognizes me at all. Our eyes don't meet. Frankly, I don't even know if she'd remember me, even if she did spot me. For a moment, part of me wants to go up to her. I don't want to spit or punch her or scream and yell. I have the urge to walk past her with my friends, call out, "Buenos dias," in my most cheerful voice, and move on. That's all. But the moment passes. Honestly, I'm having too good a time to think about her. Why spoil it, End Book? Why even spoil it? Why ever spoil it? Saturday, 6/19. So late. Ooh, full spread. This looks like the family party for the parents. Hi, Toonie. Speaking of theme parks, still waiting for the Secret Lab roller coaster from the Emperor's New Groove to be right. We would be perfect. Come on, Disney, it's right there. Good for you, Amalia. Amalia is a better person than I am. All right, we are almost at the end, guys, which is good because it is 11:15. Not the latest we've ever been on, but time, almost time. Almost bedtime. My head is spinning. I have been dancing, dancing, dancing. The party is still going on. I don't think it will ever end. Oh, End Book, if you could just see them. Scrawny Hector has become the most handsome man in the world and can he rumba. Christina is so perfect for him, so glamorous and warm and beautiful. And guess what? She's going to have a baby. Yeah, another cousin to play with. Santos and Aurorita and Nelson brought his 12-string guitar, and Tio Luis's voice just gets better with age. And Abuela Aurora brought the most amazing outfit. I'm wearing the skirt. Bought me the most amazing outfit. I'm wearing the skirt. Can you feel this material? And ooh, my little cousins are so cute but destructive. Not to mention Isabel. Dear Isabel, I love my sister. End Book, I solemnly promise I shall no longer mock her. Well, at least for another week. She arranged to get Mommy and Poppy out of the house. She forced Simon, Big Tooth Lover Boy, to bring the party goods here on time while I designed the decor. She did most of the grunt work, and she remembered to invite Brendan, whom I hadn't even thought of inviting because my head has been so screwed up over these last weeks. Anyway, all the relatives arrived here just fine. The flight, the rental car, everything was perfect, and I can't believe they're here. I love them so much, and am I making sense? I'm not making sense. Who cares? Sorry, N book. I haven't seen them in ages. Dear Abuela, she can barely keep from crying. I know she speaks English, but she talks to me only in Spanish, telling me how proud she is of me, folding up a dollar bill in my hand, just the way she did when I was a little girl. I try to fill her in on our move. The town, school, my Spanish is not great. But she listens patiently, stopping to ask questions. At one point, she leans over to me and tells me I'm a good girl. I've never forgotten who I am. I feel myself choking up. I throw my arms around her and start to cry. If she notices, she doesn't make a big deal out of it. She just pats my back and says, Ah, bueno. Grandmothers are like that. They're great. I'm crying because she's wrong. I have forgotten big time. I forgot who I was on that Friday night outside the Cineplex. After those girls got a hold of me, I thought I was nothing. It's so easy to lose who you are and book, and so hard to get it back. I guess you don't question your identity until you have to. You figure, hey, you're born with it, so nothing can affect it. But that's not true, is it? It's more fragile than you think. When it runs and hides, you have to go and fetch it. You have to let it prove how tough it really is. Someday, maybe I'll tell Abuela about what happened. She'll know what I went through. She's been through everything, and she's risen above it all. So has Tio Luis and Poppy and Mommy and just about everyone in my family in their own ways. That's sad. I must have gotten the ability from somewhere. That's the thing. In a way, I am Abuela. I'm mommy too. And Christina and Nelson and Aurorita and Tio Luis. I'm also my great grandfather, the farmer, my other Abuela, who crossed into the US with nothing but a work visa, and Poppy in a baby blanket. All the generations, all the dancing and music and thought and love, it's all me. Without them, I don't exist. Does that make sense, N book? Because I see it so clearly. No person is alone. Every part of something, everyone's part of something bigger, something that came before, something that has gathered strength over the years, resulting in the person you are. Nobody can take any of that away ever. So I enjoy the music. I watch my friends having a good time. I dance with Brendan, and he tells me how much he loves my family. He tells me he'll miss me too. I know I'll miss him. It's hard to believe he's leaving in 3 days and that I'll start work at Maggie's dad's film in 3 weeks. The summer's coming up fast. Life will go on. I'll go on. But right now, it's just Vargas's at the house. Everyone else is gone home. So in the meantime, maybe one more dance before bed. Maybe two. See you. The end. Ann Matthews Martin was born on August 12th, 1955. I've never seen nor do I know what Invader Zim is, and I feel very bad for that. All right, guys. No, I don't. I'm so sorry. I feel like I've let everybody in this community down. Oh no. I'm a fraud. Okay, so have you like ever seen that little green dog character with the bugged out eyes and the emo girls? Like, I don't know. It's not ringing a bell off the top of my head. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cat. Oh no. See, these are the moments where I'm like, I was a homeschooled, sheltered kid. I'll do some research. I hope you can forgive me for this. Oh my god. Well, anyway. Daniel says this is just like the puppets. That's a little while ago in the 2000s. Apparently, I've just missed the entire boat. I'll look it up and I'll see if I can do a video on it at some point. 2000s Nickelodeon show about an alien who is very bad at his job taking over planets, so he has been sent to Earth with the expectation that he will fall and fail and just stay there forever, not bothering his bro. This sounds awesome. I cannot but I probably saw at least one commercial or bumper or something for it back in the day, but I definitely have never seen this show. Like ever. But I want to now. Thank you guys. That's a very I needed a laugh after tonight's stream. This book Anne really likes to dial up that traumatic experiences. Had some very dark episodes stealing the organs. What the surprisingly dark for a kids show. Oh, that's amazing. I mean, not stealing organs is not amazing, but surprisingly dark kids shows always fun. That one was so gross. Oh god. There's a human boy named Dib who is somehow the only one who sees through Zim's very transparent disguise, and it's his life's mission to convince others that Zim is an evil alien. That's amazing. Yeah, every once in a while I'm like, how did I one miss the boat on this the first time around? And then two, how have I done what I've done for like 3 years and I've never heard of it? Very funny show. Now I'm gonna go and look it up. All right, guys. Well, that's this book. That is California Diaries 14, Amalia Diary 3. We now only have one more California. That was probably so goddamn loud. I'm so sorry. Put it on the list, Avery. It's on the list. It might be low-key genius. It wasn't that bad, TBH. I'm sorry. That kind of sums up the night in a nutshell, but we only have one more California Diaries book before we can say we've read and covered and discussed all 15 of these suckers. I doubt that we're the first people on the internet ever to do that, but also I don't see many people talk about this series, so I'm glad that we'll be able to say that we covered the whole thing, just like we covered Model Land and Imagines, but these are better than those books. So yes, thank you guys for hanging with me. Whee! Thank you guys for hanging with me as always. Thank you guys for braving this very serious, the very serious topics of this book. I'm glad that we can do it as a community. And I swear Thursdays we'll pick something lighter to stream, or at least we'll try. Send them to How to Train Your Gavin. I don't think I know that creator. I'll look How to Train Your Gavin up too. Apparently I've just been living under a rock. I'm a newbie, but have fun here. Well, the VODs are always available if you'd like to go back. I feel like we always have interesting conversations. Um Oh yeah, same Derprex. I'm just like it's never good to like compare your problems to other problems, but I'm just like, wow, my life is it's like there should be a t-shirt that says like at least my life wasn't written by Anne M. Martin. Covers books. Cool. I'll check out his channel. I do watch as far as like covering books, Dominic Noble, who has a great channel if you guys don't know him. Hopefully you do. I covered the Goosebumps books in one video. Oh, that video might have been recommended to me once and I never watched it, but I think or I mean I know several people have, but I have seen that. I love Dominic. Yeah, Dominic Noble is great. New merch idea. I need to work on the merch store. I haven't had time in weeks. I've got, you know, Beyond Belief, more Beyond Belief inspired merch to do, and just some other things that I want to add, obviously. But yeah, that's it for this. I mean, I guess it technically is a video. As soon as we stop live streaming, it's a VOD, which is a video on demand. Um, archive of the live stream. But that's it for this live stream. Um, I read an Anna Martin novel and all I got was retroactive childhood trauma. He did a video on Animorphs but skipped over the Chronicle and Megamorph books, so I don't recommend that video. Plus, it has spoilers. Copy you. But thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate you guys all as a community. Um, I appreciate I appreciate you guys. You guys are um really chill, and we have a pretty great corner of the internet, I think. So thank you guys. Now that's a shirt. Good night. I will see you guys tomorrow. Daniel and I will be reading the next Animorphs. And we'll send Megamorphs. It's not Megamorphs yet. We've got a few more Animorphs before the next Megamorphs. But good night. I will see you tomorrow.